All this is by way of saying, there goes the year in the neighborhood. It's 10 o'clock in the evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are 2 hours, well, actually 1 hour and 59 minutes away from the brand new year of 2023, but we're ringing out 2022 in the neighborhood way on Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, and my, normally, I keep my bowls hidden, but here they are, they're on my head, I'm sharing them with you for the fun we have to, look at the expensive set that we've come up with you for you. And look at me, I'm actually wearing not one, but 2 ties. So I am bespoke, and I'm bespeaking to all of you for the next 2.5 hours live, December 31st, 2022, the last day of this year, our last, of course, program of the year of Dave's Gone By. It's our 875th episode, and we're calling it the Neighborhood New Year, as we always do. Hello, 2023. I'm here, I'm Dave Lefkowitz. I'll be hosting the program and producing it, helping me with all the lighting and the noises and the commandeering of potatoes and the helping of the guests, my darling and adorable wife, Joyce. How are you, Joyce?
Good. I have my 5 minutes, honey, huh?
Yeah, 5 minutes, and it's going to take me that long just to say the guests who are going to be on this program.
People.
It's what it's going to be is almost like a like Grand Central in here, as it has been for the last couple of years that we've done this.
I can't count that many. It's more than 10, less than 50.
But we've had so many friends of the neighborhood, and I've got some relatives too who are just going to be stopping in, telling a story or two or an anecdote of something fun that happened to them over the course of the year. Plus, and everybody's going to be staying for about 5-10 minutes, and then people coming in, coming out. And I liken it really to a fish tank. You sort of have like fish that come to the front, and then they kind of look at you, and then they move off. They sort of hang in the periphery, and then they move away.
Like lions at the zoo.
Yeah, exactly that too.
Penguins at the zoo.
Penguins at the zoo.
Or maybe, I don't know, who goes, maybe a koala.
Oh, I couldn't bear that. Except they're not really bears, they're marsupials, but who knows? Are they? I don't know. Anyway, joining us in the neighborhood over the next 2 hours or so will be, among others, Leslie Hoban Blake, theater critic, Charlie Gross, who is also a theater critic, they do a show together, Iris Dorbian, a theater and business writer, Ronald Rand, who is an actor and a writer and an acting teacher as well, my mother-in-law, Rosemary Weil, yay, my mom, Brenda Lefkowitz, and playwright John Pielmeier, and theater writer Robert Viagas, my old boss and co-worker. Sylvie Simmons, the musician, singer-songwriter, and rock writer. Adam Glass, my cousin. And the entertainer cabaret guy Ricky Ritzel will be here. And from our very first weeks on the program, Steve the Whistler Herbst, who will be whistling for us. My old friend Stephen Fisch from the neighborhood. Moshe Denburg, he is a musician out in Canada. David Sheward, he is a theater critic, former president of the Drama Desk, and old friends also from theater circles, although they've moved on a long time ago from that. But David and Cheryl Pace, all the way from Utah, will be joining us. My Aunt Bonnie Pinkow, my Aunt Esther Brower, Eva Heinemann, also theater critic, our friends from Greeley, Colorado, Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby, and my oldest friend in the world, Ozer Teitelbaum. All that, possibly more, arguably less, here on Dave's Gone By. We're here from 10 o'clock until about 12:30 in the morning into the new year. And yes, we have a countdown. We have a lit orb.
Don't oversell it.
Yeah, we're going to drop a ball.
And let's be realistic. We got it. A discount, a decoration at Michael's after the holiday.
It's better. Last year we dropped a
potato.
No, we dropped my deodorant roll. We put my deodorant on a stick.
We're moving up.
It was beautiful, yeah.
So this is really, Compared to that,
comparatively,
this is high class.
This is, we're in our new house here in Maryland, so we've got a little bit of space. We've got these beautiful $1 million curtains behind us, and a real ring light. Whoa, which is
now that
really.
They don't have retinas.
Yeah, right. We're going to the eye doctor next week. Isn't that fun? So, anyway, before we do any more cookie crazy stuff, let's bring on one of my favorite people in the universe. I'm going to share my screen because I want to bring on someone who was on the very first episode of Dave's Gone By. He is the founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. We usually say him towards the end of things, but I want to bring him on because he's giving a rabbinical reflection.
Because he has nowhere else to go.
That's right. For the new year.
He's actually homeless, I think. He's without a home.
Well, he's in Great Neck. Nobody can afford the rent in Great Neck, least of all him. So here, let me just share screen and find him. How do I share him? Here it is. Good. Desktop 1. I think that'll work.
I gotta check here.
I hope that'll work. And here, in the neighborhood, with his rabbinical, come on, open up. There we go. With his rabbinical reflection for the new year, Rabbi Sol Solomon.
Woo!
Shalom, damn it! This is Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches, with a rabbinical reflection for the end of the year 2022. Although it's dangerous to generalize, unless you're a general, in which case it's even more dangerous, I will generalize and say that overall, this was a better year than the last two, which isn't saying much, of course. If you have lupus and get over it, and then you get painful bunions, well, bunions is better, but it doesn't mean you're jumping for joy. You can't jump for joy because your bunions are killing you. But 2022 wasn't bad. It was like a painless bunion. It looked worse than it felt. So you went to the gas pumps, saw the price, and felt like you were back in 1979, only without the leisure suits. But high as prices got, with COVID and working from home, people still aren't driving or flying, therefore not using much gasoline anyway. Groceries do cost more, but couldn't our fat asses do with less junk food? Heck, by spending more for less, we're saving money on coronary bypass surgery. Not that the health insurance crisis has been solved, or the immigration crisis, or the mentally ill homeless crisis, or the mentally ill former president crisis, or any of the wonderful miseries that governments promise to solve, try to hide, and then make worse. 2022 was the year that right-wing Bible-thumping bastards got their way. They overturned 50 years of settled law and made abortion a state-by-state crapshoot again, because, for Republicans, a human being is priceless as soon as it has a heartbeat and worthless as soon as it's black or Hispanic. So, the unbiased, non-activist, 100% secular Supreme Court, half chosen by Donald Trump, suddenly decided to do God's work and force women to bring their oopsies to term. But wouldn't you know, voters in nearly every state sided with the women. Why? Because if you've ever been on an airplane with a crying infant, all you want to do is kill the fucking thing. And speaking of things that are short-lived, the GOP's victory lap barely lasted a season. When it came time for the midterm elections, their can't-miss red wave crested, peaked, and nearly turned blue. Yes, for the next 2 years, they can make it even harder for President Biden to remember what he was going to forget anyway. But they also can't stalemate his every initiative. Thanks to the Republicans' handmaid's tale approach to society, Democrats held on to the Senate tighter than Elon Musk clings to a bad idea. And speaking of bad ideas, 2022 was the year of the moron. From Kanye West repeating old cliches about Jews and money, to Kyrie Irving becoming the latest sports figure who's angling for a second career as a black Israelite. As soon as basketball season ends, You'll see Irving outside a Citibank in a long, colorful robe, and he'll be pointing to a drawing of a retarded lion with a Mogan David on its ass. Of course, not all black people this year were raving anti-Semites. Some were just needlessly violent, like Will Smith, who hauled off and smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars for making a joke about Jada Pinkett's haircut. I mean, come on, it's not like he made fun of her pubes, which I have on good authority are actually less stubbly than the chia seeds on her head. And before you get the wrong racist idea, there were plenty of horrible, violent white people this year too. We call them Russians. Before cancer and Hashem knows what else finally sends him to that big gulag in the sky, Vladimir Putin wanted to make Russia, Russia again. So he invaded Ukraine, which, to be honest, I always thought was Russia. But he invaded Ukraine and expecting it would collapse faster than a crypto portfolio. Instead, Ukrainians held fast, bolstered by nothing more than heart, guts, faith, and $5 billion in American weaponry. I don't mind because the president of the Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, is not only a former TV comedian, but he's a Yid. Who else would show up in Congress looking like he'd been jogging in Central Park? What, he couldn't go to Fisch in Cedarhurst and rent a suit? 2 pair of pants, free hemming. Of course, here at home, we still have our own problems with savagery. Some non-binary numbnuts shot up a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs. A white supremacist killed 10 blacks in a Buffalo supermarket. A Walmart manager shot down 7 people in a store in Virginia. See, people think America is polarized and racially divided, but we have lunatics of all kinds murdering everybody. That's democracy. Still, in a good way, America has proved stubbornly resilient. The perpetrators of the Capitol riots are having their day in court and losing. Fringe candidates on both sides of the midterms learned that fringe looks great on taluses, not so great on politicians. And when Facebook and Twitter got a little too nanny state with their censorship, users rebelled and went looking for new places to post their conspiracy theories, rants, and Sammy Hagar concert selfies. Elon Musk bought Twitter, fired half the workforce, and quickly realized, wow, I could have fired 2/3 of the workforce. I'm running a glorified blog here. But it would not be fair to close out this could-have-been-worse year without mentioning some of the worst things that did happen, the passings of notables in 2022. We start with the Queen, who died at 96, and Christine McVie, who was so much better than Stevie Nicks. We lost Louise and Bob from Sesame Street, and William Hurt, who hurt the women he beat. Angela Lansbury, our beloved Jessica Fletcher, and Louise Fletcher, whose Nurse Ratched was a kvetcher. We lost Sidney Poitier, the epitome of class, and Olivia Newton-John, that fine piece of talent. Goodbye, Ronnie Spector, who sang so well, and I sure hope that Meatloaf is well out of hell. Bob Saget and Gallagher are pushing up daisies, as are Gilbert and Louis Anderson. God, stop taking our crazies. We celebrate these giants, their work and their lives, like Jerry Lee Lewis and his underage wives. We lost Ray Liotta, good fella and true, and cheers Kirstie Alley, we're cheering for you. Peter Bogdanovich made his last picture show, and poor Aaron Carter's done his last line of blow. Ivan Reitman's directed his very last smash. Farewell, Sally Kellerman. Thanks for getting naked and mash. Madeleine Albright has sadly gone dark, and we won't hear Vince Scully call games from the park. And turning to Russia, our hearts are so heavy. Gorbachev, my budu skushat potebi. To these folks and more, we bid our adieus. But I wish only happiness for all of yous. May 2023 delight and please us. without any wars or infectious diseases. And 12 months from now, may all of us say, compared to most years, that one was okay. This has been a rabbinical reflection from Rabbi Sol Solomon, Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. Happy Jew Year! Well, happy Jew Year to you too, Rabbi Sol Solomon. So great to see you and so great to have him on the program. And we, as I said, we're expecting bunches and bunches of wonderful guests joining us on the show. We should have our first guest lining up, but I'm not seeing them yet. Let me check my telephone. Let's see what's happening. I hope I'm on the, oh, here we go. All right, we're letting in our very first guest in the neighborhood, connecting to audio. Now, we're not going to see her because she's been a little bit under the weather the last couple of weeks, but we do have, I'm hoping audio-wise, gotta unmute your mic, Leslie Hoban Blake. And we see her every week playing the Today, Yesterday trivia quiz on Dave's Gone By. So she's
Here we are. Hi.
Hello, Leslie.
Hello, Dave. How are you, darling?
Year to you. And at the same time, because this is going to be fun, I'm going to admit someone that Leslie and I have known for many, many years. Leslie and Charlie Gross co-host the TV program. Whoa, you really dressed for the occasion, Charlie. Look.
Yes, he said he was going to wear a tux, and I'm not wearing anything, so there you are.
We're using our imaginations. Now, they co-host a show called Two on the Aisle, which is all about theater reviews and a celebration of New York theater. First of all, also welcome, Charlie, and Happy New Year to you. How are you doing, both of you guys?
Well,
I don't see Charlie. I'm looking for Charlie.
Oh, well, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Wow.
Here.
Okay. Now I see him. Wow. Okay.
Well, Leslie and I are doing what Manhattanites normally do on New Year's Eve. We are staying as far away from Times Square as we can.
Makes sense. Have you ever?
It's only 3 blocks from my house. You know, it's only 3 blocks away. I'm on 42nd and 12th.
Well, if there's millions of people, Leslie, do they swarm out past? Like, do you see them in the streets near you?
I'm on the river. Unless they're taking the ferry to go back to New Jersey, I don't see them at all.
Got it. Have either of you ever done the Times Square ball drop thing?
Did it
No.
twice. I did it twice. One
Yeah.
year I was working. Remember, I think I said this on the show before. I was working New Year's Eve at a hotel, an acting. We had a marathon of plays at the Hotel Quade on 46th, and we had to bring a mattress for the show through the crowds to get to the hotel because the side streets were closed, so we couldn't go on the side streets. So it was excuse me, mattress coming through, excuse me.
And people thought you were just going to watch the ball drop in the most comfortable position ever.
And it was 1984, I think. So it was not what it is now. I mean, it was a lot of people, but it wasn't what it is now, you know.
Now, Charlie, what is your favorite New Year's Eve or New Year's Day memory? Like the most fun or meaningful New Year's you've ever had?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
You know, I used to I have a friend in Staten Island, and he had a house.
Has to. Yeah.
And this is when, you know, most of us were in our strata apartments. He had already graduated to a house, and he'd invite us over there, and we'd get together, and we had fun. You know, we'd celebrate, and most of us would stay the night because you really don't want to be driving in New Year's Eve. It's you know, you're a little afraid of people being intoxicated and on the road. And one year, we had a mutual friend. He gave me a video camera and said, "Come downstairs." And we went down to the basement, and we did this video. And this video was his proposal to his girlfriend.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
So we
I
had
thought
to
this
do
was
all
going in
of
a
that
porn
stuff.
direction in a very sick way, but no, mazel tov. That's lovely.
No time to edit. And then we went upstairs. We
Yeah.
put the cassette in the VCR,
Oh, that's so cute.
watching it, and we're all, you know, and only a few of us know what's going to happen. Only the ones of us who had done the video knew what was going to happen. And there he proposes to her on TV, even though he's standing right, and she said yes.
Thank God.
And-
Why did he need the rest of you to be in the video?
Well, part of the video was, as he wrote it, was he was celebrating with a party with the host, and he was discussing.
Oh, it had a plot. It wasn't just, I see. Okay.
Yes.
There was a story. Okay, forget it. All
Yes.
right. Do you want to hear mine? My
Yeah.
mother was extremely strict. I went to an all-girls high school. I was not allowed to date till I was 16. Literally, I was not allowed to date. I did go to my senior prom at from high school, which was I had just turned 6. I was about to turn 16. So no, I don't know. I think I don't know. It was in that same year. But anyway, and I went with the football player from Columbia, so I was very happy. Who was an old friend from grammar school. But when I got to college and there were men/boys around, or boys/men, whichever, I went bananas, and I was so happy, and I was a very pretty girl. I didn't realize I was, but I was, and I had a lot of, there were a lot of bees buzzing around. So I got I went to my first real New Year's Eve party. Was my best New Year's Eve party. Problem is, I got drunk out of my mind because I also wasn't allowed to drink, and I drank. And I seem to remember coming home and throwing up in the bushes. I mean, it was terrible, but the party itself was charming. Most of my New Year's Eves were dreadful and are still to this day, including tonight.
Oh, well, we're not making your
Nothing
wonderful.
about you guys. I want to take 2 seconds to do a PSA for the shingles virus, for the shingles vaccine, rather.
Okay.
I am not on camera because I have shingles. I have had shingles for 4.5 weeks. It is a dreadful scourge from God. And if you haven't gotten the shingles virus, whoever out there is watching, please get the proper shingles virus. I had an older version and it wasn't good. And if you've ever had chickenpox, you're liable to get it. So,
Yeah, see, I've had the aluminum siding virus, and it's really not bad.
somebody said to me, hey, don't worry about the shingles. It's only bad when you get the roof.
Boom, boom. Now, let me ask you, before we have our next guests coming in, because we blocked it so that everybody gets essentially 5 minutes to themselves.
Terrific. We're getting 10 together, right? Okay.
Right. So Charlie, though, and Leslie, like, favorite show, because you guys are theater critics, and you do
Okay.
on the Isle on Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
You want just the favorite show, period?
Yeah, favorite play and favorite musical. How about that?
Okay, real quick. You want Charlie to start? You want me to start?
Yeah, Charlie, let Charlie say something. Yeah.
Okay, well, I would, it's really hard to boil it down, but if I were to, I would say the revival of How I Learned to Drive, which had the original cast, Mary Louise Parker and David Morse, 20 years ago. And, since this is about a teenager who's basically being sexually abused by her uncle, who at the same time is teaching her how to drive. And I think over the last 20 years, we have become certainly more aware of the problem, of the issue, but the play still packed such an amazing impact, and the performances were just so spot on that I think it may have even had a greater impact than it had originally, at least for me. Musicals, that's a little hard. I certainly liked Mr. Saturday Night with Billy Crystal, but I think I might go with Some Like It Hot. This is based on the Billy Wilder film, and unfortunately, it trips over its wokeness a little once too often. But with the exception of Adriana Hicks, who plays the Marilyn Monroe sugar with less spice than it needs, the cast is amazing. And Casey Niccolo, who's the director choreographer, has this chase scene in the second act that I think you'd have to go back to Jerry Robbins' Keystone Cops Ballet in High Button to find anything like it. It's the best bit of choreography I've seen in some time.
See, sadly, I missed so much theater this year because of illness. And you've gone back to you took one play from the beginning of the year, and you took one play from now. Both of my plays are from now because I've seen more October, November plays than anything else. But I have to say that A Man of No Importance, which was off Broadway, which I found absolutely charming. John Doyle's finale at the Classic the Classic Stage Company, and it starred Jim Parsons in the role that Roger Rees originated, and it's the story of a of a closeted gay bus driver in Dublin in 1964, who's got a thing for his coin collector, his ticket collector on the bus, who's named Rabbi, played by A.J. Shively. And what Doyle has done is to set the play in the amateur theater company that Alfie has started to do the plays of Oscar Wilde. So it's perfect because it's a ragtag band doing a ragtag show, but it isn't. It's a perfectly timed show. And Mayor Winningham, Mary Beth Peel, and Tom Sesma are wonderful veteran actors. And to see them doing these, this kind of thing where everybody plays 6 different roles is just wonderful. It's a tribute, I think, to the late Terrence McNally, who wrote the book and was not able to see this particular production. But I just found it to be so delightful, and it just opened up the play so much for me. I didn't like it half as I didn't like the original at Lincoln Center half as much as this lovely little vest pocket version, as they say.
Oh, cool. Well, Leslie, I'm going to stop you there for the moment because we have another guest in the neighborhood, another theater, she was a theater person for many years. Now she's a business person. Now she makes real money writing. Now she has an actual job writing about people who make real, actual, dollars and cents. Her name is Iris Dorbian. And Iris and I go back, probably about 20-something years as well. Iris, how are you? Let me show you are unmuted as well. So first of all, how was your 2022?
It was a mixed bag. There were
That's Leslie Hoban. Yeah.
I'm the unseen voice. I'm sorry, it's Leslie Hoban Blake. I agree with you, Iris. I was laughing.
Why mixed, Iris?
Okay, well, there were some good things that happened to me professionally, some really nice things. However, on a personal level, there were a lot of people I know who either died or people who, like, even today, like my hairdresser, her husband died a week ago. Just people who I really like, if they didn't go this year, then it was somebody very beloved to them. So that just really cast a pall over this year. It really made it very sad.
Lauren Yarger lost her husband last week on Christmas.
Who did?
Lauren Yarger. Lauren.
We don't know who that is.
From the Drama Desk. and from the Drama Desk and OCC, theater critic.
Cool. Well, the Nazi book died, so there's still hope. But so Iris, did you I know you love to travel and you've been doing some traveling. Did you go anywhere in 2022?
I went to Costa Rica. And yeah, I went to Costa Rica in June, and it's funny because I loved that trip, and yet it was just in June. And it just feels like it happened about 20 years ago. It was great. It was in the beginning of the rain season. So it did rain like practically every day, but not the entire day, but it did, rain every day. And I brought I brought rain sneakers, which were great. And I had I brought my insect repellent. They said to bring that. But anyway, so
Iris, you're so Jewish. You're talking about a trip to Costa Rica. You'll get to this exotic locale. Oh, I brought the insect repellent. I had the sneakers, and they were just right. They kept the rain out. They were beautiful. By the way, but I want to hear a little bit more from Iris. But Leslie and Charlie, I've got to let you guys go, but wish you both a most happy and healthy, certainly Leslie healthy, but both of you healthy. Do you have any quick shout outs to people that you want to say a Happy New Year to?
No, I want to know if Iris did the skyline or not.
Did you do the skyline?
Oh no, I didn't do that. I was on a travel group, and there were a few people who did that. I didn't do it, and I'm glad I didn't, because it was raining torrentially when they were doing that. And,
I see your point.
And they told me that the people who did that told me that they were in fear of their life.
I would imagine.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice to see you again, Iris. We've done the trivia thing together, I believe.
Yes, it's good. Yeah, good to hear you, Leslie.
Yes, I know, darling. I'm in the fourth and a half week of a case of shingles. I am not fit to be seen by man nor beast.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. No, it's okay. That's why I'm an absentee
In
voter.
fact,
Sure,
after
sure.
the show, she's going off to a shingles bar. So,
I am. I'm going to a shingles bar. Very
well, listen,
excited.
I'm going to let you go.
Hardy har har.
Happy
I am
New Year,
I am blowing kisses you can't see.
blowing them right
Okay.
back at you.
Bye,
Happy
dear.
New Year.
And Charlie, wait, before you go, any shout outs to your family? Anybody you want to say hi to?
Sure. Well, to my good friend Jeff Goodman, who joined me on Two on the Aisle. We taped a few shows this week. He came all the way from Vegas to help out. And so we'll be airing those shows shortly. To your lovely wife, David. And
My
just
wife's not
everybody-
David. Her name is Joyce, not David, by the way. Just yeah.
Thank you. And basically, one trend I hope we'll see less of is sick actors, because I've, practically every show I've been to this year, there was a major lead or supporting player who was out that night, which before COVID, if I saw one understudy a year, that was a lot. So I'm hoping that's a trend that we will not see in 2023.
Here. And I hope to see you, Charlie, in 2020. Certainly everybody watch Charlie and Leslie on Two on the Aisle. Most happy New Year to your family.
Thank you.
Gazoo.
Our goal this year is 1,000 subscribers, so we're hoping.
I'm
Okay.
hoping with you. Bye, Charlie.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Bye-bye. And oh my God, talk about doing it up for the new year. That, Lord Almighty, you got to unmute though. I can't hear you. This is hard for him.
Glasses. Put on your glasses.
There we go. Hey, Happy New Year, Dave.
Yeah, put these on as well. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
This is, by the Iris, do you recognize? You probably know this man. His name is Ronald Rand. He
Hey
is
there.
the creator of, oh my God, the newspaper. It's the soul of the American actor.
Yes.
He's also done, in many countries and many places, his one-man show about Harold Clurman. And tell about your latest book, Solo Transformations on Stage. Please, Ron, just remind everybody about that book.
Well, I'm so blessed. It just came out. It's a brand new book called Solo Transformation on Stage, an organic process into the art of transformation. And it really allows people a real insight and a view into how to create your own solo show. And I've been touring the world for the past 23 years in my own solo show as Harold Clurman. It's called Let It Be Art. And I've been very blessed because I've been to 26 countries with the show. And so far, it's been going great. And on top of it, I just got awarded a second Fulbright from the U.S. State Department. So now I'm in serious discussions to be going to Turkey in 2023. And I'm also talking to another professor about going to Thailand in 2023. So it's been a very exciting time right now.
Probably tomorrow I'll be going to some roast turkey. So that but let me ask you, by the way, I don't know, do you know Iris Dorbian? Iris is a theater writer. She's written a book, by the way. She's written a couple of books. What you did one about the great producers of the theater, Iris, and then you did one about, most recently, was it the prison children one, or what was it? The one?
It was
Yeah.
I wrote a book when I was editor of Stage Directions. I wrote a book called Great Producers, Visionaries of the American Theater, and that came out a long time ago, 2008. And the book, my most recent book, was a novel. It was a young adult novel called Sentenced to Shakespeare. And this was inspired by the real life of Shakespeare in the Courts program in the Berkshires, in which juvenile offenders are sentenced to take a Shakespeare workshop as a condition of their probation. And if they fail, they may be incarcerated.
Oh boy! Wow.
So yeah. So well, I had to look over and I'm completely off script here. But Ronald, let me ask you, what was your favorite thing that happened this past year? Was it traveling with your show? What was it?
Well, I was very fortunate not only to have an incredible book event at the Drama Bookshop for Solo Transformation on Stage, but I also went to Iceland for over a week, and I got to do my show and perform Let It Be Art at the Act Alone International Theater Festival, all the way at the very, very tip of Iceland and Suðuroy. And I also got to spend time in Reykjavik, and it's such a beautiful country. Runa Gabranson, a very important and influential experimental theater director, took me on this incredible tour. So being in Iceland and getting to know the wonderful people and doing my workshop, The Art of Transformation, at the festival, it was just a thrill of a lifetime.
And they always taught us in school that Iceland is warmer than Greenland, and Greenland is colder. How was the weather in Iceland? Was it icy?
Actually, it was really, really windy and cold. And then all of a sudden the sun comes out, so you never know what to expect. But I got to go all the way out into the country. And when I went to Sudareya, I went out to the fjords, and it was gorgeous, gorgeous weather. One would think it would be much colder out there where all the ice was at the top of the peaks. But actually, for some reason, it was very mild, it was very green, and it was very beautiful. So what can I tell you? It was like a paradise.
Well, it's funny. My mom drives a Fjord, but I stick with my Subaru, quite honestly. Anyway, by the way, you gave. I'm sorry. My wife is groaning in the other room, but you gave a great lead in there about the sun coming out tomorrow and musicals. And if you want to talk to a guy who knows a few things about musicals, here's a fella who's written a book about the Fantastics. He's also written, I believe, about A Chorus Line with Bjork Lee. And this fella, by the way, is named Robert Viagas. He used to run Playbill.com. He was my boss for a while, and then we're just coworkers and now longtime friends. Hello, Robert Viagas. How are you?
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Robert, let me introduce Iris Dorbian up in the corner, and Ronald Rand. He published His, The Soul of the American Actor newspaper that I know you know about.
A pleasure.
Nice to see
So,
you.
Robert, let me ask you, as I lose most of your body and just have your head and chin. There we go.
I'm sitting here with Audrey 3, by the way.
Oh,
You know why? Because Robert was doing a lot of gallivanting on the Facebook. I saw he was gallivanting around.
you were
the
gallivanting.
city.
Where were you gallivanting, Robert?
He was gallivanting.
You're Sir Gallivant. But tell me, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Let me go theatrical. What was your favorite show on Broadway or off Broadway this year?
I have to say, I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed about this because it's such an old-fashioned show, but I really loved Some Like It Hot. I just loved that show. And I wish that it had been more. Don't forget, last couple of years, we've seen some amazing experimental shows between Hamilton and Hadestown and all sorts of the wonderful shows, Strange Loop. To turn around and say, like, the most fun that I had at a show was at Some Like It Hot. I guess I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm also not. Wonderful Broadway talent. Everybody in the show is wonderful. The writing is terrific. The songs are terrific. The dancing is terrific. And they've really found a way to make it contemporary. There have been a bunch of shows adapted from films where the main actor is in drag. I mean, there was Tootsie,
Right.
there was Mrs. Doubtfire, and now they have this show where they got two guys in drag. And this was really the first show that really figured out how to make it seem like a 2022 story and not a 1957 story.
Well, it's interesting because you're mentioning this just about 10 minutes ago. We had my old friend Charles Gross on. He's a critic.
Mhm.
He does Two on the Aisle. And his favorite musical was Some Like It Hot. Also, he felt it was a little bit too woke. We didn't really have time to get into why or what about it made him cringe a little and go like, "Oh, come on!" But you didn't find it. You thought the update was great, right?
No, I mean, look at that. We're living in the 2020s. You have to write something that is significant to the time in which you live. And I think they really did a wonderful job of it. They were working from this universally loved script. And you'd think that they would be like, oh, we're not going to touch the script. The script is like holy writ. But they respected the script, the original script. But they found a way to contemporize it without wedging it into the story. It seemed very naturally to flow from the story. I mean, one of the guys, he is he's a straight guy and he enjoys being a straight guy. The other guy, he realizes that, he puts on this outfit just to kind of save his life, but it puts on drag to kind of save his life, and it's a disguise. But after a while, he realizes that he isn't now wearing something that is a disguise anymore. He's revealing who he really is. And that was just, what a terrific approach to that character. And it fits into the story just beautifully.
Okay. By the way, Iris, do you have any resolutions or any shout outs? Because I got to let you go to let somebody else into the neighborhood. So, any shout-outs?
The only thing is that I just hope 2023 is an improvement over 2022. That's all, that's it, and I hope less people I know and less other people know get sick and die.
Yeah.
Just put that on hold.
Yeah.
Put that on hold for a while.
Iris, I hope you are perfectly healthy and have a wonderful, wonderful year. We'll be talking soon. Got to let you go from the neighborhood. Most happy and healthy New Year.
You too. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Now, Ron, I'm going to keep you here for a little bit, but I need to admit another guest in the neighborhood. Let me ask you, Robert Viagas,
Yes,
what was, besides theater, what was your favorite thing that happened this past year?
Well, Ron will understand this. I think my favorite thing that happened this year is I have been collecting theater ghost stories for 20 some years. And I do these lectures at libraries where I tell the ghost stories, and I tell the kind of theater history that goes along with it. And afterward, people would come up to me and say, "Do you have a book?" And I kept having to say, "No, I'm sorry, I don't have a book." But I changed agents, and my new agent sold my book, and it's called Good Morning Olive, which is a reference to Olive Thomas, the ghost who haunts the New Amsterdam Theater. And people who work there have to say good morning to her when they come in, or else stuff happens to them. They have a very, very active ghost at that theater. So this is a project that has been a project of the heart really for 2 decades. And I just was so happy when I opened up that box and I pulled those books out, that book that I imagined for so many years, I was just flying. So I would have to say that was the best thing that happened to me.
And how can people get, it's Robert Viagas's book, Good Morning Olive, available where? Or how, Amazon? Or
all bookstores, but also, Amazon.com. You can order it from any place that sells books or orders books. You can order from Barnes & Noble, et cetera, et cetera. It's also available in audiobook. Although you can't get CDs. I was very brokenhearted about that. But you can download it. A lot of people.
That should be appropriate if it were on 78s. Consider storytelling, like Victrolas and things like that.
That's right. There's I have a wax tube that you can crank.
But you have
the
to
ghost
to hear it. By the way, speaking of writing, I don't want to leave out our next guest don't go away, Robert. Robert,
I won't.
I have to let you go in a minute or two. But I do want to introduce a friend of the neighborhood. Speaking of writing, speaking of Broadway, John Pielmeier, author of Agnes and a couple of other plays as well. Yeah, and a lot of stuff for television as well. So, John, welcome back to the neighborhood. How was your year? John.
Friggin' genius.
John and Vicki together.
Oh, right.
Sorry. Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, great. How's my year? I guess it was okay. I had some wonderful journeys that I took, and that was terrific.
You mean physical travel journeys, you mean?
Actual physical travel journeys, which I love to do and have been not able to do for the last couple of years. So that was wonderful. Those are probably the highlights of the year. And
what was?
Well, my wife and I went we spent a lovely week in Iceland, driving around the circuit.
Ronald Rand, I don't know if you know Ronald.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I've interviewed John from my newspaper.
He was just there.
Yeah, I just was in Iceland too myself, all the way to Sudareya to be part of the Act Alone International Theater Festival. And then
Oh,
I
wow.
spent 4 or 5 days in Reykjavik. So I was there also.
It's a wonderful country and a lovely place.
Oh,
We
and
were
the-
there last June. We were there at the summer solstice and
Yeah.
did the circle tour of the whole island of the country. It was phenomenal.
And the people are really, really lovely,
Oh, it's-
I have to say.
It's just a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, since we're all, actually everyone here is a writer who's talking here. So what did you write this year? What was on TV? What scripts did you see?
Nothing was on TV. I didn't have anything on TV this year.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of, I wrote a sort of novella. I've been doing a lot of prose writing lately, and I've been sort of, I've been rewriting some longer novels and doing a lot of rewriting, and have written theatrically, I've written I wrote a few more, I have some comedy sketches that I have put together and have performed them and written a few new ones of those that a friend of mine, a partner of mine, and I performed together. And I have a new play that I've been working on. So lots of things.
Can I ask you,
in the office.
I'm really curious about this because, this is not the 1950s. It's not like you're a playwright, you have an agent, and it just, goes to some Broadway theater or a few
Yeah,
months later.
yeah.
What do you do with a new play that you've
I have
written?
no idea. Please tell me. It's hard. It's really hard. A director friend of mine said that it's really hard for writers now really to just send out scripts and say to a theater, say, please read my script. They won't do it. The theater often needs to have a push by someone other than the writer, a director, an actor that they work with, or an actor that they know, who will say to them, you need to read this script. Right?
Even an agent is not. Wow. Oh,
It's hard. It's really hard.
Well, I have to tell you, it was very interesting this past year because I finished, it took only 10 years, but I finished the libretto for my opera about Henrik Ibsen. Ibsen, it's the first opera ever written about Ibsen. And I did a lot of emailing to a lot of conductors and to a lot of artistic directors. And I never stopped until finally one actually said, yes, I will read it. And it happened to be one of the finest opera houses in the country. So
Wow.
you just persevere.
You just have to persevere. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we have to persevere with the show. So Ronald, I'm going to let you go just so we can keep
Okay.
rolling. But Ronald, what a great friend you've been in the neighborhood. It's so great
Thank
to have you on the Today, Yesterday quizzes.
Thank you.
Happiness, good stuff with the opera, good stuff doing the Harold Clurman play.
Thank you.
See
I
you
so
very
appreciate it. And before I go, I stayed up all night last night trying to figure out where the sun was, and then it dawned on me.
Oh,
Just had to
you
throw a
couldn't have
joke
left
in there.
before you told the joke. Hang away to. That's a great one. Thank you, Ronald.
See you. All
Thank
right.
you. Ronald
Happy
ran
New
the.
Year.
Yeah,
All right. Nice to see you both. Take care.
have a great one. Bye,
Thanks.
Ronald.
Bye,
You guys
bye.
stick around just for a little bit because I'm going to talk to both of you and Robert Viagas as well. So, is there a show that you're specifically looking forward to in either the spring or next coming fall on Broadway? Is there something that you're like, oh, I want to see that?
Oh, there's so many shows that are coming up that are interesting me. One thing that I'm so surprised about, everybody was saying to me, oh, Broadway's going to take a couple years to crank up to get the level of production that it was before. And that turned out not to be the case. There's just a mob of shows that have been done. A lot of shows are now closing in January. Some of them because
That's always the case, though.
that's what I was about to say. That some of them are ending limited runs, and some of them have had healthy runs, and it's just that their time has come. And there's only 40 some theaters on Broadway, and if you want to have a new season, older shows have to close. I mean, Phantom is closing, etc. So I'm really interested. I just love so many different kinds of theater. I'm really looking forward to all the things that are coming in. Although, there have been a lot of revivals of Sweeney Todd, and I'm sure there are some people out there going, "What? We're going to see Sweeney Todd again?" But I really think Annalee Ashford is just a wonderful actress, and I think she's going to be a terrific Mrs. Lovett. And Josh Groban has a wonderful voice. We'll see what he can do theatrically. I do have his Broadway album, so he has shown that he can handle Sondheim. There's no question about it. I'm curious to see what they're going to do to it that's going to be different from the many, many others. And then there's going to be the Merrily We Roll Along that's done so well off Broadway. I'm interested in seeing that. But I'm very interested in seeing what some of these young writers, not Michael Jackson, the singer, but Michael Jackson, who wrote
Michael R. Jackson, the Strange Loop guy, right?
Right, Strange Loop. He has another show on deck that's going to be opening off Broadway this spring. And although I have to say that Strange Loop was not my favorite show of the year, he just had a wonderful voice. He had just a wonderful playwriting voice. And I am so interested to see what his sophomore effort is going to be. So those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to. It's Broadway, off Broadway. And the national touring scene has reawakened, like Sleeping Beauty was kissed by Prince Charming, and boom, we thought it was going to take years for the road to come back, and it has come roaring back already. So,
well, it's people like you and your enthusiasm, and you're continuing to write and speak and do podcasts about the theater that help it boom. That you care about it and love it and write about it so well. Robert Viagas, everybody get his book, Good Morning Olive, about ghost stories in the American theater, and his older books about the Fantastics, about chorus line. Am I missing it? Well, you did one of the
I've published 21 books about theater, and I have another one coming in June. And this one is, I'm sorry, I don't want this to sound like a commercial, but I'm so excited about it. It's another one that has been percolating for years. They've written histories of theaters and histories of writers and histories of directors, but they've never written a history of the most important collaborator of all, and that is the audience. The audience has had this incredibly rich history down through the years, and it's changed, and what they want and what they think is funny and what they think is horrible and what they think is offensive and what they think is hilarious has changed so much over the years. And so it's called Right This Way, A History of the Audience. And that's coming out in June. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that out.
Well, I hope chapter 1 is about that woman at Death of a Salesman.
I mentioned the original opening night of Death of a Salesman, when the audience was so stunned at the end of the show, they didn't applaud. And everybody thought the show was a flop because nobody applauded. And it was because they were so stunned by what they had just seen. I have a wonderful story. I've gone actually into the National Archives, and I found accounts by people who were in the audience the night Lincoln was assassinated, and what it was like seeing him come in. And the Civil War had ended like 4 days before that. Appomattox had been earlier that same week. That was like Monday, and this was Friday. And they were so happy to hear him laughing at the jokes, like it did them right. Exactly. That's exactly. And you're just like, oh no, can he just keep laughing?
Well, aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln did enjoy the play, but
that's right. He actually died laughing. He died because Booth knew this because it was a very popular show, Our American Cousin, and he knew exactly where the laughs were, and he was hoping for the biggest laugh in the show to cover up the sound of the gunshot. And so Lincoln was in the midst of laughing when that gun went off. And the people in the audience watching this and seeing how they react to it. One of the guys says that he jumped up out of his seat and tried to chase John Wilkes Booth across the stage. But of course, Booth knew the backstage area better than he did.
But Robert,
he said he got away, but I got the scoundrel's hat.
Oh, that's what's on eBay right there. Robert Viagas. These are reasons we have to buy his books. It's so great to see you happy and healthy.
Thank you. And
yeah,
to you as well, my friend, and to all of us, and the wonderful John Pielmeier and Becca. I'm going to hang on and watch from the wings and see what you have to say.
I hope you watch the whole show, Robert, just because you were on it, but yeah, you go.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm interested. I'm drawn in. I want to hear what they have to say.
Well, that's wonderful. And Robert, it's so fantastic hearing you talk. Thank you.
You too. Happy New Year.
Mwah.
Have a great 23. Let's all hope it's better than 22.
Here's
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're here with John Pielmeier and Becca. Sorry to keep you waiting in the wings like that, but
Oh, no worries.
welcome Becca Kidwell, cabaret artist. So Becca, you look great. How was your 2022?
It was really busy, very busy. I performed 3 shows multiple times, and I recorded 2 singles. I wrote and recorded 2 singles. So,
What were they? What were the names?
the one song was called "Together Inside," which was the title of my show that I did 4 performances of this year, and that was about being frustrated about how we were actually more intimate when we were talking to each other over Zoom versus now that we're out in public again and not in lockdown. The other song was a Christmas song, and it's called "'Cause It's Christmas Time." And I wrote it because pretty much I was listening to Christmas songs last year, and we were getting ready to go into the second lockdown, and I was just like, these songs are just way too cheerful. And I was like, I want to write a Christmas song that's more realistic. I still have it. It still has hope in it, but it's more realistic. It's not just everything's wonderful. We're going into our second lockdown last year, and I got Omicron at the beginning of 2021. So, I mean, we were going into lockdown, so it's not like I had anything better to do than to get sick at the time. So.
Now, John Pielmeier, and before we also bring in our musical guest, Sylvie Simmons, into the neighborhood as well. She's a wonderful friend. But John, let me ask you, what are you looking forward to most in the year ahead?
Boy, well, Agnes of God is under option for a Broadway revival, so we don't know when that's going to happen. Possibly next fall, possibly the spring of 24. We don't know that yet. And
Agnes or God, I can be either one.
Either one. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for either to appear. And my adaptation of The Exorcist is about to be optioned for Broadway.
Ooh.
So,
oh my gosh! Wow.
Don't know when that would happen, but so those are certainly 2 things I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, I hope they both come to wonderful fruition. I do have to let you go because we're sort of cycling people as best we can. But it is so good to have you in the neighborhood. I hope you'll have the time to come play our quiz again.
Love that.
It'd be great. Success in your writing, health, all good things to you and yours. Thank you, John Pielmeier, for being in the neighborhood.
Happy New Year to us all.
Happy New Year, my man. Thank you, man. Bye-bye. Okay, so Becca. Tell us a little more. What are you hoping for? You've been telling us about your this past year. What are you hoping for next year?
Well, actually, I'm going to take a little time to write a new show, and I'm hoping to write some new songs for it as well. But it's going to be about me living with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Just cheerful stuff for the new year to talk about right now. So I wanted to take my time, and so it's not coming out until the fall.
Now this wasn't stress from Omicron. This is stress from some other whatever.
No, this was from growing up.
Okay, all right. We don't have to. It's New Year's. We don't have to get. But you're getting over it. You're getting better. I'm hoping.
Well, I live with it, and I've gotten a lot better than I am, and I'm thriving now. So, and that's part of it, is that I am thriving. And
wait, you don't live in New York City, do you?
I live in Jersey City.
Okay, I was wondering. Of all places to drive, the last place you have to drive is New York. But Jersey.
I said I'm thriving, not driving.
Oh, sorry, thriving. Excuse me. I thought you meant beep beep. No, my fault.
No, I am not. I'm never driving again.
Don't blame you. Speaking of driving into the lane right now, though, we have our musical friend Sylvie Simmons, which she's not going to go on camera, but she is. Sylvie, are you there? Can we hear you?
Hey, Dave, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you wonderfully. How are you, Sylvie?
Well, absolutely. I can't say the word on the radio, but it comes out of the back of a dog when they're eating too much. I feel like a piece of that.
Do you have COVID, or why are you feeling?
No, I had a big tooth pulled out and then it got infected, so I can't drink tonight because I'm on antibiotics. But you've also brought up the great stress. You didn't. Your lovely guest did on The Exorcist. It reminded me of seeing The Exorcist when I was in my teens, and I went with this boyfriend. And just before that part of the end, if you ever saw that movie, where the exorcism is done, you know, the really nasty stuff, not the kind of just the general sort of crucifixes and goo. He got so upset, he kind of ran out of the film. And I thought, well, you know, I want to kind of watch the end of the film. I got to go out and take care of the boyfriend, I guess, who was sitting in the curb, you know, and sort of very, very unhappy. And so I came up with this instant bluff. Bluff has been very good in my life. And my bluff was, well, I have to go back in to find out, because otherwise, you know, it won't be resolved and I won't be able to resolve this terrible thing that's going on. It was a complete mess of teenage lies. And the next day when I saw him, he came over with a Ouija board, but that's another story.
That doesn't sound wise for him.
But I should.
With my sore mouth swollen up.
Forgive me for not properly introducing Sylvie Simmons, but she spent many years and is still a rock and roll writer. She writes about rock and music and the artists who make it. She's written the definitive book at this point, the biography of Leonard Cohen. But more importantly, over the past couple of years, she's got albums out. She, on ukulele and other instruments, she's been writing songs and singing them. And so Sylvie, what is your latest record?
My youth is here, but singing would be almost impossible.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. And let me just gotta admit one more person. So, but are you working on a new recording, Sylvie?
I've written a bunch of songs, but life keeps getting in the way. COVID was such a mess, wasn't it?
Well,
I mean, really, it took, nobody knew when it was going to end. And so my last album came out smack in the middle of it. Great timing in 2020. But yes, there will definitely be one at some point. And you know, I've got this new instrument somebody gave me. I'm being a little bit untrue to the uke. And it's a tenor guitar. It's a guitar with 4 strings.
How is it different from how it sounds like a guitar, but just smaller, or does it sound like a ukulele? Or
it sounds exactly like a big guitar, because it is a big guitar, but with 4 properly spaced for a uke player strings, and it's got wonderful sustain. You know, any uke player knows you have to keep going, otherwise there's radio silence. But you can just play one chord and just listen to it for a while and sing at least half of a song over it. Really. I love it so much.
You can uke before you leap. That's terrible. I apologize for that.
I've got a couple of good jokes for you, though, if you want them.
Yes, please. And by the way, just so you know, joining us on that 4th screen is my cousin, Adam Glass. Welcome to you, Adam. We're talking with Sylvie Simmons, the musician, and also Becca Kidwell, the cabaret singer and songwriter. But Sylvie, tell us, please, some jokes.
I am just now a famous joke teller. This is my new role. This is my favorite joke in the whole world right now. Who is the neatest and tidiest? I'm trying not to say the word anal, see, on the radio. Who is the most neatest and tidiest of the rock bands?
The neatest and tidiest
rock band. Wavy screen, wavy screen. Too late, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
OCDC.
Oh. Yeah. Let's have another. That was actually very good. Can we have another?
Another one. Oh, I heard a Christmas one I like too. It was, what do you say? Ouch, sorry, it's hard to talk. What do you call a deer, like a reindeer? What do you call a deer with no eyes?
With no
eyes, you know, can't see, has no eyes.
No eyes. A wren deer? No, I give up. What?
No idea.
Oh! Okay. Yeah. Sylvie Simmons, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to buy her albums anyway. No. I love jokes like that. There's a, what do you call, how is it? Oh, wait a minute. What do you call someone from Mississippi with no eyes? Mississippi.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Talk.
yeah, that was terrible. Sylvie, it is delightful. I'm not going to make you strain your voice anymore. I want to thank you so much for being in the neighborhood. I know you can't sing. I wish you could. I know we're being
Your
deprived.
critics always say that. I think I can sing quite well.
No, you know what I mean.
Men, huh? They're all the same.
It's
So,
true.
so you get better with your tooth and your face and everything, and please come back in the neighborhood very soon, and certainly next year as well. Get well, and have a fantastic 2023. Please, please,
And you
please.
too, and everybody else. Thank you so much. I love being on your show.
Thank
Next time I'll sing.
Got it. You'll get 2 songs next time to make up for this one. Happy New Year.
I'll keep you to it. Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Okay, Adam, cousin Adam, how are you? Oh, wait, Adam, unmute, please. Yeah, I need you. There you go. Good. How are you?
It finally offered me the option. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I am fine. Everybody's been complaining that they've had miserable years. I've actually had a pretty good one for once. I don't know if you know, my wife and I moved to Maryland. We have
I
a
did
house.
not know.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Wonderful.
and got ourselves a Subaru car and everything. I feel like I've grown up again. So
My
how are
goodness.
you though? What's going on in your life, man?
It's been a bit of, well, I'm sorry, it's been a bit of a rough year. We lost a few people, as I'm sure you know.
No,
And
remind me. Who? I don't know. Who?
okay, so
Yeah, it'd be my family. Yeah.
yes, so Meryl's husband of 24 years passed away in February. That was Marty.
Okay.
Um,
And Maryland's who? I mean, remember,
I'm sorry, my mother.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a very close family friend. He might as well have been the 4th class brother. He passed away in May. His name was Darren, and he died very suddenly. That was pretty horrible. And there have been a few others, and then there was some hospitalizations, and it's been a bit of a rocky year. So, you know,
Were you hospitalized, or are your
I
kids?
was
You have a daughter. Is she
no,
okay? No, what?
no, my daughter. Thank God, my daughter is okay, doing very well. No, I was hospitalized in November, and that kind of sucked. And
Better? I mean,
yeah. It was very unexpected. It was very, very bad.
hmm.
They made it all better, quote unquote, and thankfully, here I am. So
Yeah. No.
yeah, I mean, you don't ever want to find a point on it, but you spend 8 days in the hospital. It's a lot of time to spend and think. So,
It's interesting. I mean, it's been, thank God, a few years since I've been in the hospital, and it was only for a day or two with a hernia. So I haven't had that kind of experience. Is it life changing? Is it? Do things go through your head? Do you have regrets?
well,
Or is it just like, get me out of the hospital, let me start my life again?
for better or worse, I've spent a lot of time at hospitals caring for other people.
Hmm.
And it's a very different perspective when you're caring for someone and working with doctors and nurses and even living there and living in rehab facilities, taking care of someone else, versus when you're the person with the IVs in your arms and.
Hmm.
So it's a very different perspective for me. One I really prefer never to repeat.
You
Pretty
have to
obvious.
understand, but I've known Adam for so many years. He has never ever been this serious. I was counting for Joe. We used to listen to Dr.
Dr. Demento, absolutely. And
Dr. Menz, but also what's his name? What's Dr.
Larry.
Dirty?
It was that was Dr. Dirty. That was Dr. Dirty. And I'm
It was
not
on the
remembering his
show,
name.
the parody guy.
Yes, of
Weird
course.
Al?
No,
No.
No.
This is
On the show.
different. This is someone if Weird Al took a really hard left into foul mouth territory.
Yes, exactly. I'm shame on me for forgetting his name, but I'm
That's
just
okay.
saying that when you come on the show, or when I knew you, and we knew each other as kids, essentially,
Yeah.
it was all, and suddenly to see you in this kind of like
John Valby?
John Valby.
John Valby.
I don't know.
Yes,
And
John Valby.
and God
Thank
bless
you.
your wife for remembering. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, hon.
Um,
I got to bring in one. I
Please.
break the mood, but Becca, I'm
No,
going to
no.
let you go because I'm going to get some other people in the neighborhood. But Becca,
Okay.
I hope that you're, as I said, I really, really hope things go much better for you in the year ahead. Or even
They
better.
they went well this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, it'll be in 50 minutes. It'll be the next year. You
Stephen
can,
who said,
oh, Stephen knew it.
you
Wow.
knew, I said thank you.
Yeah, Stephen's coming on in a little bit, in like
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
He knows
So.
who he gave
John Valby. So Becca, moi, happiness to you. Were you going to sing anything or no? Or
Well, we didn't discuss. I can sing a little.
why don't I
I,
think we need it? I'm going to let another person in
okay.
the neighborhood, but if you don't mind, if we can, let's have some songstressing from
Okay.
Becca Kidwell. By the way, when are you appearing next at like Don't Tell Mama or wherever? Where can people see you?
Well, actually, right now I have 2 storytelling gigs in Brooklyn coming up in January, and you can find that out on my website.
Which is BeccaKidwell.com?
Becca C. Kidwell.
Becca, BECCA, Kidwell.com. So Becca,
Yes.
give us a little song while I bring in you're a cabaret person I'm sure you know named Ricky Ritzel. So
Oh, yes.
So serenade him and me and Adam.
You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend.
We have a friend in Becca Kidwell. The only reason I'm stopping you is I know Facebook and YouTube are going to block this when ASCAP gets a hold of the lyrics on this. So I think it was less than 30 seconds there.
Yes.
It was lovely.
That was lovely.
Becca, that was lovely. You're lovely. Happy New Year to you. Moi,
Thank you.
Please
and Adam, hope you have a better year.
to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Becca. See you soon. Bye-bye. And just have to get also our friend of the day. We're running, of course, a little bit late. We're trying not to be too late. But welcome to Ricky Ritzel. And Adam, let me hear some more from you. So is there anything good on
Can
that?
Adam sing a song too? I'd like to hear Adam sing.
Adam's got a great deep voice. Adam, any song you want to sing for us? Something by
No.
Dr. Dirty John Valby? Come on, it's not the radio. We're not governed by the FCC here. You can say what you want.
Yeah, no. This is not that day, Joshua. But thank you. If I come prepared, maybe, but no, not from memory.
All right.
It's been too many years since John Valby has crossed my mind.
I know. We need that. In years like this is when we
Oh,
need
yes.
John Valby.
We absolutely do.
Let me ask Ricky, do you know who John Valby is? When we say Ricky, I'm talking, of course, to Ricky Ritzel. Are you not going to be on video, Ricky?
How do I do that?
You're asking me? I don't know. Let's see.
When you first logged in, the first question it asked you is, did you want video on or off? If you
No, it didn't ask
bypassed
me that. I was surprised. Wait, the host hasn't this on your video. Okay.
And the second,
Sure.
hey, hello to
And he
Ricky
has a
Ritzel,
face.
who is a fixture in the cabaret circuit. Absolutely in New York cabaret and music and performing. So good to see you. We were going to get you on a few weeks ago, and then literally like the day before, you were going to be on. Someone in your life passed. Was it Jay Rogers? I know we lost him. Yeah. He was a friend of the neighborhood too, so we knew him very well. How was your year overall, Ricky Ritzel?
Progressive. It was good. We're still trying to get out of that 2020 that never existed. And trying to take off more weight and walk more, and I'm working steadily, which is good.
Yeah. So cabarets come back. There are people who are out there having a drink, going with panels.
Yeah, cabaret never. It's weird. The cabaret never really leaves. It goes through rough times, and it rolls with the times that happen, like COVID. But
Right.
we never stopped. It was the minute COVID hit, we decided, Bars were open outside.
Right.
Mama's never really closed. They had music on the inside that they piped outside, even though nobody could sit inside.
No, all right, yeah, no, but what was it? The one on 42nd they were closed for a bit. I'm forgetting the name of it.
The Westback
Lori
Cafe.
Beachman. The Beachman was closed for a bit. So let me ask you also, Ricky, what was like your favorite thing that happened this difficult year?
I would have to go month by month because I don't really remember. A lot of good things. It was I was still doing Ricky Ritzel's Broadway. And that was that was every month. I decided to stop doing monthly this year, and I'll do about 3 or 4 every year from now on.
Is there a reason that you're going to do it less? You're feeling fine, aren't you? Or
yeah, but I've been doing it 8 years.
Okay.
And I've a couple new things in the works. There's a new show I've been working on that'll open in March, hopefully, about Pittsburgh.
There's of all why?
Because me and the 2 other people in the show are from Pittsburgh.
There had to be a good reason for that. Yeah.
And there were so many performers, composers from Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh was a jazz center for a long time.
Okay.
And it's a very unique city, the way they speak, the way we speak. Yeah, have you heard a Pittsburgh accent before?
I probably have heard it, but I won't know it from other Pennsylvania. Is it?
I'm going downtown. You going downtown?
Okay. What?
I'm going downtown. You going downtown?
And now say it again as a Pittsburghian.
I'm going downtown. You going downtown?
All right. And so they talk fast and illegibly. That's not.
Yeah.
Do you have any songs about the Heinz factory or any ketchup songs? I hope so.
God.
No, actually, there's no Heinz songs. There's the Pittsburgh Steelers polka.
Okay.
And of course, there's the big hits, which are Allegheny Moon, and there was a pawn shop on the corner in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, did you ever hear the Mickey Katz version, Schwittsburg, Pennsylvania? You have to put that one in there. You haven't heard it. There's a mikveh and a bathhouse in Schwittsburg, Pennsylvania. You've heard it.
Perfect, yes. And we can't use it.
Figures. Now, by the way, I'm Adam. Before I forget to thank you for coming on the show, do you have any shout outs? Do you have any best wishes to family or friends for 2023 before we cycle you off?
Being cycled off. Wow, that was it. Wow.
I know. Yeah. We have
I'm hurt. I'm wounded. I'm over it. Just hoping that 2023 will be a bit kinder and gentler than 2022 was for a lot of us. And other than that, be healthy and be well. Congratulations on moving to Maryland. I hope your mom is well. And love to everybody.
Well, love to you too, cousin Adam. Do not be a stranger. I was wondering why we suddenly stopped hearing from you on Saturday mornings, because you used to kind of tune in and zoom in, and then suddenly now I know. But you look good. You look better than good. I hope you feel better than good, and I hope you have a much better and healthier 2023. Love to you.
Thank you, buddy. Be well.
Bye-bye, man.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now waiting patiently in the wings has been another musician, because Ricky Ritzel is a piano player and a singer, and with us, wishing us a very happy 2023 is, and this is his nickname is not a misnomer, it's Steve the Whistler Herbst, an award-winning whistler. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hi, Happy New Year to you and yours.
Thank you, and to theirs as well. How was your 2022?
It was interesting.
Nobody had a good year, except everybody has been miserable and complaining and death and decay. What is interesting is code. Why was yours interesting?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm here as a musician, but I have a day job, which keeps me busy. I'm a psychotherapist. And,
Could use one, yeah, and?
and there are a lot of people that, they're dealing with a lot of stuff these days with, COVID and all. But I had some fun experiences not terribly long ago. I sang at St. Patrick's Cathedral on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. With,
Nice Jewish boy singing at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Also at the Riverside Cathedral the week before, with the University Glee Club of New York City, of which I'm a long-term member.
Oh.
And, I don't know if I ever discussed this with you or not, but, last year I was on To Tell the Truth in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, of course. We did the whole, we showed clips and everything. We talked about it. Yeah, so that's a year ago. That's ancient history, my man. So get your lips ready and stuff, because you are going to serenade us with the only song we're supposed to hear on this holiday. A little bit of whistled Old Lang Syne. We can't use the Guy Lombardo for because we'll get thrown off. But we've got some karaoke, kind of, and it should be more than okay. With Steve the Whistler Herbst, as we also have Stephen Fisch. Stephen Fisch, you're in for a treat. We're going to hear.
Can you read this?
Old Lang. Sorry.
Can you read this?
Not well. I don't have my whole screen on. What is it? You'll have to say it. What does it say?
It says, "I'm just here to whistle."
Oh, get a little whistle. Well. So whenever you're ready. And welcome, by the way, Steve. Steve will get you in a moment. We're running a little bit late, as we always do. But I want to hear some Steve the Whistler Herbst.
Okay, ready?
Oh.
Is there a problem?
I have original sound for musician, noise suppression. Try it now. Try again. It's not, Steve, it's blanking me no matter what I do, because it'll block music for copyright things like if I turn one thing, but both of them, it's blocking the whistling. I cannot believe this.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm whistling a cappella.
No, it's literally the physical act of, do you hear me if I do this?
Yes.
Okay, try it again. Try whistling. You guys not hearing it, right? Ricky, can you whistle?
I can't do it for real. No, I can't. I can't do
it. My old friend from high school. I've known Stephen for that many years. Stephen, can you try whistling?
About Michigan. Mary's talking about Michigan.
Why? What is about Michigan?
On parks, the Norwegian parks.
I don't know. I have no idea. Mary who?
You're a big fan.
Oh, okay. But wait, Stephen, you're muted, so I don't hear. Or I mean, you're. I can hear you, but you're also, when you whistle, I can't hear you. This is nuts.
Do you know why Santa likes to work in the garden?
Why is that?
He loves to ho ho ho.
Oh.
Ah. But Stephen, I think you're muted completely.
Where's your audio coming from? Yeah, Stephen, ask and invite him to.
No, it's his mic. He's not muted on our side.
So then tell him to leave and come back, Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen, you might have to
leave Zoom and come in, but then connect audio. Hit the little earphones to connect audio.
Yeah, because Stephen, you're muted. Period. And if you've ever had a muted period, it's got a lot of blood and you need extra pads. Stephen, can you wait? Is this...
So I'll leave and
wait, Stephen, I hear you now. Don't go away, Stephen. Is that you?
Haven't you been hearing me all along?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Steve the Whistler Herbst. Also in the room is my old friend from high school, Stephen Fisch. So I have two Steves in the room, and you, Steve, I hear you talk, but I can't hear you whistle. Stephen Fisch, I can't hear anything. This is the Dave Scott By show. So Stephen,
that sounds fishy to me.
Oh, would you believe we were in a band together called Stephen Fish and the Fabulous Fish Heads? I was actually a fish head in the band.
Did you take it to a whole new scale?
Oh.
No bones about it. Oh, no. As soon as the band got started, we were Finn-ished. But no. Let's not. See, I got you hooked on all that. Stephen, say something. Stephen Fish. No, unmute, Stephen. Because now you are. Say something, Stephen Fish. No, it's on your end. Your mic is Kaputsky. Kaputsky. When we lost Moshe. All right. Well, I also have to let in to the neighborhood. Hold on. You know what? Let's see. Steve, I'm gonna let you go because we can't hear your whistle. But do you have one more joke before we let you go?
Oh, yeah. Did you hear about the scarecrow who got promoted?
The scarecrow who got promoted? What happened?
He was outstanding in his field.
Oh.
We'll be eating crow for that one. Steve Herbst, I hope you have an even better or a better year than you had this year. I hope you're healthy and well. Love to you, love to your fam. Thanks for being in it. I checked, you were on this program like on our 10th episode that we ever did. And so it's really amazing that you're still here, still a great fan. I love your postings on my Facebook feed all the time. It's great to have you. I wish we could have you whistling. I don't know why Zoom doesn't like it, but there you go.
By the way, do you know what political figure is known for Christmas decorations?
I give up.
Merrick Garland.
Oh.
Kill me. Just kill me now. One more, please, from Steve the Whistler Herbst.
Okay. Do you know what a squirrel's favorite television channel is?
Squirrel's favorite television channel? What is it?
Netflix.
I like that one. Steve, thank you so much. Most happy New Year to you, and get you back real soon.
Okay. Hopefully next time I'll be able to hear me
whistle.
do my whistling.
I know. Oh, God. All right. Okay. Stephen Fish, can we hear you? Stephen Fish, I may let you go and have you come back so I can get some other people on who we can hear. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. I hope Susan is doing better. Nothing, Stephen. It's not coming through.
Dave, I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. Ricky, it's great to see you. Thank you so much.
Well, when will I see you again?
Well, we will be doing our Today Yesterday quiz on Saturday mornings. Would love to have you come back and play.
Yeah.
I would love to do it. I would love to. Call me sometime.
You got it.
Only if he does whistling.
Oh yeah, only if you can. Only if you learn.
I'll practice, but I can't guarantee anything.
Well, Ricky, anyone can whistle. Easy.
Oh, thank you, Stephen.
Well, you should get the Sondheim reference. Come on. Anyway.
Anybody.
So thank you, Ricky. Thank you. Happy New Year.
You and the family have a great New Year. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. You too.
Thanks for having me on. We'll see you later.
Betcha. Thanks, Ricky. Ricky Ritzel, everybody.
Shalom.
Shalom to you. Okay. And okay, Stephen, Stephen Fish, can I hear you yet? Stephen, log out. Oh, you're trying to get on your phone. Okay. Meanwhile, Moshe Denburg. Hello, my friend. Shalom to you.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Dave. Can you hear me well?
You sound fantastic. Can you try to explain something?
What?
Anything.
Yeah, listen, I basically I was waiting for you, and so I thought maybe something went wrong because I'm logging in on my wife's account, and I thought maybe that you might have seen Louise Arney there, and that you rejected her because you didn't recognize the name.
No.
But
We've just been running late, man. We just, I've tried to block everything down to 5 minutes, and as a matter of fact, I'm already like 5 minutes late on the person I'm letting in right now. His name
David.
is
David Sheward.
Yeah, of course.
One of my competitors on the Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow quiz.
That's not tomorrow, but yesterday, today. That's today, yesterday.
Today. Oh, it's yesterday and today. Okay. David,
Oh.
how are you doing, man?
Good morning. Good morning. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening. Well,
evening,
some
David.
places
Looking
in the
good.
world it's morning. In a moment, it'll be morning for you guys. I'm
Yes.
3 hours behind you, of course. It's
So-
8:30 here.
So first of all, Moshe, it's great to see. Did you have a good year? I'm sensing you had a pretty good year.
I had a good year. Overall, I'd say it was a good year. I mean, I composed a bit, and that worked out. And I have no complaints, Dave. No complaints.
Everybody else was complaining, so it's wonderful. You're saying it. And
Listen,
David, sure, you had a real up and down year. You had.
is that so?
Oh
Yes.
my God, yeah.
Well, on December 22nd, 2021, I was hit by a car
Oh my gosh.
and had 6 broken ribs.
Well, that's a problem.
But I'm healed and I'm better now.
How long did it take you to recover from that?
Well, let me see. I was in physical therapy for several. Completely recovered. I mean, there's still an ache here and there.
No, there's some things that we carry on,
But
with us.
completely recovered. But recovered. It was about a month and a half before I went back to work.
Mhm.
Wow.
So, and then I was still, feeling pain. But
Are you doing any physical culture of your own, like yoga or Tai Chi or anything like that?
I'm trying to do some exercising. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
You
what
look
we say in Hebrew, refuah shlema,
Yes.
which means a complete healing, a
Thank you.
complete medicine.
Yes.
Now it's been a while since you've been on the show on the Today Yesterday quiz. So
Yes.
have you been writing more blogs about the Carol Burnett show? What have you? I mean,
Some. I've been my job has been busy, so I haven't been able to. But I have. Let me see. I haven't written as much, but I do have a. I'm working on another Carol Burnett show. Reconstruction. Which should be on my blog soon, maybe tomorrow.
The David Desk, by the way.
The David Desk.
Yeah.
And I did, during the Christmas break, I was able to take in some theater and write some reviews.
What was your favorite show of the last year, on or off Broadway?
Well, let me see. What was my favorite show? I think Into the Woods.
Dave Stewart is a critic.
Into the Woods, I think, the revival of Into the Woods. I really enjoyed it. The one that was at Encores and now is playing on Broadway. I'd say Into the Woods.
Into the Woods was. Did you have a favorite play?
Let me see. Well, I just saw a play that's really, really excellent that may be up for awards in 2023 called Downstate by Bruce Norris at Playwrights Horizons, which I just had a review of published on Theater Life.
Is that the one about the sex offenders who are
It's about a group home with 4 sex offenders and what happens to them, and what happens when the victims of one of them comes to try and get some closure, and how it affects everybody in the house, and it's really an excellent production. It's only playing till January 7th. And I can't see it going. It's not the kind of show that would do well. It's
not a tourist hit.
No, and I don't think it would do. I mean, it's an excellent play, and it'll probably win. Bruce Norris.
Was it based on a true story?
No,
David?
it's fictional. It's fictional.
Okay.
But it might win Bruce Norris his second Pulitzer. He won a Pulitzer for Clybourne Park. And I saw it just this Thursday during the Christmas break. And it's really, I also saw Death of a Salesman. I was there.
You were there?
I was there that night, yes.
Oh my God.
Lucky
We were
me.
talking about this earlier in the show.
What happened?
Actually, you're in Canada. And Vicki, by the way.
Hi, Vicki.
Vicki are you coming for Chicago tonight, Vicki? Unmute yourself, dear. Unmute.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome,
Okay,
Vicki.
now.
Welcome, Vicki Quade.
Yeah, I'm actually at a party and they let me use the spare bedroom to sit down and take this call. There's about 50 people out here.
Gosh, we won't keep you very long,
but
but
it's
we want
nice.
you to be part of this.
But
But
no, so some crazy person started talking during the show.
Well, in the second act, we're sitting there, and then we hear this woman screaming, "No, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. If I can't see the show, nobody else can. Yeah, put me out. Put me out. I dare you."
Really?
And
What happened?
they brought the lights up. She went down to the aisle and was addressing Wendell Pierce on the stage, who plays Willie Loman, and he was trying to reason with her. Evidently, during the first act, she had been, I don't know what we don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to prompt this woman to lose her mind.
She was triggered by something.
I don't know, but evidently she was talking loudly during the first act. I was far away from her, so I didn't hear it. And she was making noise during the first act, and some people complained. And it looked as if she was leaving at the intermission. And then she started to come back in, and the people said, "No, you can't come in. You're making too much noise. You're disturbing people." And that's when she lost it. And then they had to call the police. The lights came. They stopped the show.
No.
They had to call the police. And she, after much arguing, they took her, not in handcuffs or anything, but they led her away, and we could still hear her screaming from the lobby. So I don't know.
How old was this woman, David?
She looked in her 40s. She looked, middle-aged.
What do you make of it? She's having a psychotic episode?
Maybe. She was well dressed. She was in the mink. Her husband was with her. She did not look like she didn't look like a crazy person. So I don't know.
If they had a ruler, if somebody on stage had a ruler, that would have gone a very different way.
And when I saw Late Night Catechism, that's how they handled unruly audience members.
That's right. Okay.
You didn't realize that Vicki is the co-creator of Late Night Catechism. For those who don't know who Vicki Quade is, because we have people watching who may not watch the show every week or know. But Vicki and Mary Pat Donovan created Late Night Catechism. It's still playing in Chicago along with
we just finished the last Christmas bingo was last night. I did that show, and right in the middle of the show,
yeah,
5 drunken women in the second row shouted out, "What parish were you born in? Where'd you go to school?" I thought, oh no.
Well, it triggered memories for them.
I answered them, and I thought, fine, I'll try to deal with this, but they were really drunk.
Oh, well, drunkenness will never help the rational debate.
You should have gone the real Catholic, as Cardinal Ratzenberger would tell you.
May he rest in peace.
Sexually, and that would have taken care of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyway, I've got to start cycling some people. So Moshe.
Absolutely.
Let me thank you so much for being with us in the day. Any shout outs to anybody for a Happy New Year and stuff? Or
Dave, I want to shout out to you. I want to thank you for including me in your life and in your Mishugas. I love it. I love the Mishugas. Rabbi Saul Solomon is an alter ego for you, and also I can relate. And Vicki, it was wonderful meeting you. And I want you to know that your book is in my queue for reading. Okay.
Excellent.
What is the name of the book, Vicki? What the name of that book is?
It's called Close Encounters of a Chicago Kind.
Close Encounters of the Chicago Kind.
And don't you have any nice words for David Sheward, Moshe Denburg?
Yes, of course I do. David, you are one of the most intelligent people I've ever competed against.
Thank you. How are you?
Moshe,
thank you very much.
So much. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happiness. Yeah, take care of everybody. Bye-bye.
So, Vicki, I want to get to you because you're at a party and I want to let you go. So,
that's fine. I'm behind closed doors.
What are you looking forward to most in 2023?
Oh, more people in the audience. I want people to continue to feel. We've had several shows that were sellouts, and that's good. And I've traveled a lot, and a lot of those audiences were pretty good size audiences. So I just want people to feel more comfortable, continue to get out, and a lot of people, I think, are concerned about the cost of theater, but you don't have to spend that much money.
Yeah.
Then COVID too, yes. But I've heard people say, well, my budget is limited. Well, there's a lot of good theater out there that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So
Well, I
check
have
out
people,
that stuff.
I tell them, do you listen to Dave's Gone By? And it's like, oh, it's too expensive. I was like, it's free. It's still too expensive. Yeah, that's just, I just don't get that. Vicki, Quade, most happy and healthy and good New Year with lots more theater for you.
Thank you.
Lots
Thank you.
more
And I'm
travel.
going to be in Maryland in February.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
let
yeah,
us
I'm doing
know.
a show in Maryland.
Yeah.
I'll send you the info.
Please. And
I will.
actually see you in person. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'll work in some extra days.
And by nunsforfun.com for all the things.
Nuns for fun. Nuns, the number 4 fun.com.
Nunsforfun.com. Thank you, Vicki. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. You too, David. Take care.
Now, David,
Bye-bye.
I'm going to keep you on for just a little bit longer because
Okay.
we've been running a little behind as we
Okay.
want to do. So what do you, and let me also introduce them. Debbie Peterson, who was just on our show a week ago. She is a former mayor of a small town in California. She's also has been a baker and a bagel maker. And she is the author of, remind us the name of the book, please, Debbie.
It's The Happiest Corruption, Sleaze, Lies, and Suicide in a California Beach Town.
And it's all about, literally, you're how long were you mayor? Like 4 years or something, 2 years?
I was mayor for 2 years. I was on the council for 7 years.
Whoa, okay. And so you've written just what you slogged into when you got
Yeah, exactly what I crashed into unexpectedly. Yeah.
Well, so what was the best, besides finishing your book? I'm sure that was the best thing that happened to you this year, but what was the best thing, Debbie Peterson, that happened to you in 2022?
Well, I'm going to tell you the best thing that's happened to the people of California this year right now is we are going to have 11 straight days of rain. And honestly, after probably 11 straight years of really serious drought, that is amazing good news. And you wouldn't believe it, but we're all thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be having rain.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Mazel Tov. You know, these things, that's the wonderful thing. Donald Trump is right. Global warming is wonderful because it makes it hotter and more moist. I don't even know what I'm saying. So, by the way, I want to welcome, David, do you know this person? I'm wondering because I met this man and his wife at ATCA, American Theater Critics Association, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago. He is all the way from Utah. Is Cheryl going to be joining you, David?
Unfortunately not. She's not feeling well tonight. So you're going to have, I get to trash her and you get to trash her and I get to trash you, of course, which is usual.
This is what we do. This is David. His name is David Pace. And he is a critic from Utah. What, hon? My wife's in the other room laughing.
The person in the room who's not named David is Debbie.
Oh, that's true. We got
too many Daves, remember?
Yeah.
These are the Daves I know. These are the Daves I. So David Pace, sorry. In your years as a theater critic, what was your favorite show that you ever saw?
Oh my gosh. You know, I got to see the first half of Angels in America in London. And I got to review it actually for a paper here in Utah. That was pretty thrilling. But I have to say that, you know, some of the quieter shows that I got to see in tiny little venues here in the Beehive State were pretty special to me. I noticed a poster there, David, of As Is. I remember seeing As Is when it came out in the 80s, and it was pretty heart-wrenching and also very controversial for Salt Lake City, which is very conservative, especially back in the 80s. But yeah, I would have to say that, and we have a great Shakespeare festival out here in Cedar City.
Yeah, we
So,
went there. Can I ask you, David, and we don't have to get into this, but I'm curious where you stand in terms of the fold, because you wrote a book about your faith or getting out of your faith, and are you back in, are you out? I mean, being a theater critic and all of that, where are you? I mean, living in Utah, you know?
Well, I enjoy drinking Mormon beer. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's beer that your Mormon bishop doesn't know about. So No, I exited the LDS Church formally in 1996 as a protest for reasons I won't get into. But I mentioned Angels of America. That was a really a formative play for me because I think it resonated with me because of its, Tony Kushner's use of Mormon iconography and Mormon characters, and it kind of helped me kind of graduate, if you will, to post-Mormonism. I tend to have a Buddhist practice myself now, but I write exclusively about Mormon culture in my fiction now, and also some plays that I have written in the past. So I guess you would call me a hopelessly Mormon writer, but I'm definitely on the out.
No, in fact, I always called you a hopeless writer, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even think my mother has even acknowledged the novel I wrote about my coming of age stories. So.
Hey, by the way, before I forget, Debbie Peterson, you had the book about the corruption, but you've also got another book coming out in a couple of months or weeks.
Yeah, actually, I've got one that I'm going to launch in a week. And it's City Council 101 Insider's Guide for New Council Members. And it's everything that they don't tell you when you start. It's the playbook that no one ever gives you that doesn't really exist unless a mayor tells you all about it.
Yeah.
So
Debbie,
that one's coming out, launching next Sunday.
Can I ask you, Debbie, what was your most memorable favorite New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
It was in Scotland and it was back in the 80s. And I don't like New Year's Eve. It kind of depresses me. And so I usually go to bed after it happens in New York and sometimes after it happens in New Zealand. So
I think that's already happened.
I used to make up funny ones like Make Waves or Get Down Funky. So I think my favorite one was the year I decided I'd get down funky. And I haven't come up with one this year. I thought about It's a Thing, but that's not really very funny. So if you guys can come up with one, Dave, I'd love to have you give me my New Year's resolution.
Resolution. I was wondering on the resolution thing. Well, what about you, David Sheward? Do you have a most memorable favorite New Year's?
I'm guessing when I was in Puerto Vallarta on New Year's Eve 1 year with my husband Jerry. We just went there for a few days vacation, and we had a wonderful time. There were fireworks, and we got to celebrate it twice because there was a time difference between Mexico. I think there was like an hour difference between the part of Mexico we were in and New York. So we ate at a very nice restaurant. There was this promenade along the beach where you could see the fireworks, and I would say that was the most memorable New Year's Eve I've had.
Let me ask you, how long have you guys been married? You and Jerry, how long have you
We've been married since 2012. We've been together for since 1989. So 30 odd years, 33 years. We've been together, and we've been legally married since 2012.
Well,
congratulations.
Yeah, Mazel Tov.
Hold on. Wait, no, David Pace, you don't get to say, you're a Mormon. You don't get to use that. You got to use Mormon-esque language.
And I've been to Salt Lake City. I enjoyed it. It's an interesting city.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of sunshine. That's what I remember. And a great bookstore. Is that bookstore still there, David Pace? This enormous bookstore they had in Salt Lake.
I think that they moved. I think it was Weller's bookstore, and they moved over to Trolley Square. But yeah, we have a strong independent bookstore culture here. King's English is probably also well known, and in fact, they hosted me when I launched my book. But yeah, it's a mid-sized city, but it certainly has changed here, especially since the Olympics. 2002. So
cool. I need to start cycling some people. So David Sheward, let me say welcome. I hope you'll get to play some quizzes. I know we've got another semester coming, but
we'll see how things work out.
Cool. But I'm glad things have been going well. I'm glad you haven't been hit by a car this December. So no. That's a good thing. Give my best and thank you. Thank you for being a friend and a friend of the neighborhood. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you,
Happy
David.
New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. We're gonna move.
So Debbie, are you in city government?
Not any longer. I haven't been for 3 or 4 years now. I've been writing about it instead. Yeah, trying to convince other people that they should be paying attention.
You're in California. What part?
I'm in Grover Beach, California, right on Highway 1, which is closed now due to a rock slide.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that happens every year, several times.
I'll bet. I was going to say that we're pretty happy to be seeing some precipitation here in Salt Lake as well, as you can imagine.
How is Cheryl doing, David? By the way, how is your wife, Cheryl? We haven't seen her in a million years.
Yeah, I'm very sorry she's not here. She's upstairs nursing her asthma. She had an attack this afternoon. So she's doing okay. She retired from picture framing. In fact, the shop is still up here with all the corners. You can see some of that, but she was a picture framer for many years and finally retired and closed up her shop. I think the pandemic kind of convinced her of that because it's
well, picture framers have all kinds of hangups. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, she's doing well, and we're enjoying our grandkid, and yeah, so things are good. We're not traveling much for a lot of the same reasons that most people are not, but
which is ironic. Weren't you? Am I confusing you? Weren't you a flag attendant for a certain?
Yeah, for 20 years, over 20 years.
Wow.
So I people say, are you still using your benefits now that you're retired? I'm like, no, I do not want to get on an airplane ever again. So I do a lot of road trips.
Go figure. Well, Dave, I'm going to let you go. It is so great to see you. Give our love to you and to Cheryl. And
yeah, absolutely.
Much more in touch than we have. And it's so great to see you on the New Year's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And give my best to Joyce.
I will. I absolutely will. Love to you guys. Happy New Year.
Likewise, it's nice to meet you, Debbie, and
that's my friend from high school, Stephen Fisch. Stephen Fisch, say hi. Wait, unmute, and let's see if Stephen Fisch can actually be heard.
Sorry.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can.
Hooray.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go away, Stephen. I'm going to let you go, David. Have a great one.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Thanks.
Bye, David.
Happy New Year, guys.
And actually, do you have any just shout outs of Debbie? Because I got to let you go too. But any Happy New Year wishes to anybody special or?
Oh, Happy New Year to my whole family in Pismo Beach. They're all there. And I told them they better watch and write us some Happy New Year messages. So hope they're there saying Happy New Year on the Facebook streaming. So thank you, Dave. Happy New Year.
Most happy. Thanks for joining us again. Bye-bye, Debbie. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now we have Stephen Fisch, my old friend and bandmate from high school. And also, this is kind of weirding me out. There's someone named Julianne in here who might not be her. Who are you?
Who's coming up next?
Or maybe it's another account of somebody.
Is it Eva?
Does anybody? Well, Eva's in the waiting room, and Eva's going to be coming on in a moment or two. But who is Julianne
Let me see.
Sabula? She does not look familiar. Because sometimes people are on different things, but she's not saying anything.
Let me see.
Hello.
Guest.
And she's got her.
You can write her.
That's just our video or something like that.
You can write her.
Because there's nobody that we're expecting really.
No.
And she's been waiting a while, but she's not saying anything. So how are you, Stephen Fisch?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine. I hear you great. I hear wonderful.
All right.
What was the best thing that happened to you this year, Stephen Fisch?
I don't know. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year. I've got a couple of good live shows, but that's really about it. I got a nice birthday present that I'm using right now. My Kubi over there. It's I don't know if you can see it. It's a Kubi. It's a thing that you can pedal on. Good for exercise.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
So it's that was a fun thing. Any major events? I can't really think of anything major that life changing.
Oh, wait. Did you go to some concerts that you?
Yes, of course. Yeah, which I figured you'd ask about. Yeah, I saw a couple of good shows. Saw Hot Tuna at Carnegie Hall. This was probably back in March or so. It was, I think it was supposed to be a show that was supposed to be in honor of Yorm McAlpin's birthday, but it got pushed for COVID. And so that was a good show. Then I saw Elton John. Elton John was probably the
Oh, you
best.
did get to see
Yeah.
Elton John. Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, at MetLife Stadium. This is his farewell tour, and so that was a very big deal, and it was a very, very good production. The whole thing was great. Did all the well-known songs that we all know and love. The band was really good. That was an amazing show. I saw Paul McCartney also at
Oh my
MetLife
God.
Stadium.
Yeah.
And Ringo I saw also, this not in the same concert. This was at the Beacon Theater. What else did I saw? What else did I see? A couple of other shows. Not really as many this year as I usually do.
Are you planning? Is there any one concert that you're really looking forward to in the weeks ahead that you're already like jazzed for?
I haven't really looked at the schedule for what's coming up. But I'm sure there'll be something. I'm sure there'll be something that'll knock my socks. So I'll bet the Stones are probably going to tour around this year. It would make sense.
Who's on drums now? Is it who they get? Lee? Who's
no, it's Steve Jordan. Steve Jordan.
Right.
Steve Jordan's the drummer, and he's a very good drummer. I think he played with Keith Richards at the show. Oh, I forgot another one. I saw Love Rocks. Love Rocks, which is a benefit gig at the Beacon Theater. That was in like March, and Keith Richards and the Expensive Winos were there.
Nice.
That was a reunion for them. So that was good to
Well,
be able to
Stephen,
see that.
it's wonderful to see you. I'm so sorry that I know it's been a tough year. Is she? Are you married to Susan, or is she just your
A girlfriend? Girlfriend's kind of like a wife. We're just never officially tied to that, but it's sort of like that. We are sort of like husband and wife. Maybe even common law, probably. I don't know.
wish her and you most good health in the year ahead.
Okay. Likewise to you and Joyce.
Thank you, Stephen. It's great to see you. I gotta let you go, but happy 2023 to you. And
you as well. You as well. Be well. Good to see you.
Bye, Steve.
All right, bye.
And we have with us in the neighborhood. There we go. Welcome. I knew you would do it. I knew you would dress up. I knew you would give us a great background, a great thing to ring in, because we're only 3 minutes away from the news.
I keep looking over here because I do have it on mute. I want to watch the ball drop. So we
have a ball here. We are going to be dropping a lit orb, Eva Heinemann. We're actually going to have a ball. Last year we were cheap. We just put some deodorant on a stick and lowered that down. We're doing it right this year. We're actually going to lower a lit orb in only 2 minutes from now. I really should start. I need to keep my...
Yeah, I love looking at the people in Times Square. It's crazy. Wow.
So, hey, I don't know. Did they estimate how many this year? Because the weather's... except for the
I don't know. I mean, I actually haven't been home. I went to the theater and then I went to Isa and Annette and hung out with them for a little bit. So.
Okay, let me ask you, what did you see at the theater tonight?
Oh God! I went to theater for the city. I wanted to stay in the neighborhood. Things look so much better on paper than they do on stage.
Well, yeah. And
I love theater for the new city so much. I just wish they put on better plays. I want to like them desperately.
Just you tell the people there. Tell who is it. Crystal Field is still.
Yes, she's still there. I even got Alfie working in the box office there.
Nice. Now, I need your eyes. I need some pair of eyes on...
Oh, wait, 39, 38, 37. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the neighborhood New Year, Eastern time. We're getting ready for the the dropping of the orb. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to count us down?
Not yet. It's on 23, 22. I've got my alcoholic eggnog ready.
Okay, I've got my head balls. We got about 15 seconds now,
Put
right?
your
Right?
glasses- Well, 11, 10, 9,
9,
8,
7,
7,
6,
5,
5,
4,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Happy New Year, everybody! Whoa! Whoa! Look at it. There it is. He's got the whole world round his head. He's got the whole wide world round his head. He's got the whole wide world round his head. He's got
For confetti to throw in the. I'm just throwing a random paper in the air.
Oh. All right. Happy New Year, honey. Do you want to do a quick whatever? Or say hi? Joyce stays off camera. That's her. That's her.
An old acquaintance be forgotten, never brought to
Key's too high for me.
be forgotten in
And
the
old lang syne. Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 12:01 a.m. already. Eastern Time. It is now 2023. Look what we get to do. We get to pull this down. Oh, boy. What such an expensive set design we have here. Look at this. Ooh.
That's
Ooh.
a big 3.
Right here. Ah. Ta-da! 2000.
I have this too as well.
So, Eva.
Good riddance to 2022.
Was it bad for you too? Every guest I've had, just about,
Just hold it by the string.
was like, ugh, terrible year. People died. People got sick. People just wanted to see the end of this year. Was it like that for you too?
Well, let me put it this way. This morning, it's last day of 2022. I'm going into the refrigerator to get my breakfast. And I realize I'm stepping on something. So I'm like, what am I stepping on? It was a dead mouse. Thank you very much.
A dead mouse or a dead roach? A dead mouse?
No, mouse. A dead
Oh.
mouse. I was
Oh.
stepping on a dead mouse. So I got on a glue board to pick it up with, because I wasn't about to pick it up with my hands. And then, so it's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, well, this is a great way to end 2022, stepping on dead. At least it was dead, thank God.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. You'd be probably falling backward and breaking a spine if you stepped on a leg. It's like, woo!
So I guess the poison is working.
Good. Have you ever had mice in the apartment before?
Are you kidding? I have tons of mice. I mean, the mice party in my place. I mean, I can hear them actually partying. My house is mouse central.
Oh my God. Because every once in a while, like where I lived in New York with my mom, there occasionally, every few months you get a mouse in the kitchen and you put a trap down and it's gross. You don't want to deal with something like that. But, they're going to outlive us. After the next Holocaust, nuclear, there'll be mice and roaches and, the occasional Eskimo.
Yeah. Now, if I was, what's her name? Oh, in that movie, Enchanted, I think it was called, Amy Adams, where she gets to sing and all the roaches and mice and pigeons come and clean the house up and make her dresses. Now, if they could do that for me, I wouldn't mind them so much.
Yeah. Or even, what was that movie? Ratatouille. If they could work in the kitchen and prepare your meals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they were useful, that'd be one thing, but all they do is poop everywhere.
Well, Joyce says that about me, so it's kind of this. How's Alfie? Alfie is Eva's son, by the way. How's Alfie doing? What's he up to?
He's going to be an electrician.
Yeah, he's getting his license and all that.
Well, no, he just finished the course with safety. Now it's like being a doctor. There's all these stages. Now he's got to become an electrical helper. Then he's got to become an apprentice. Then he can become an electrician and hopefully get in the union and make lots of money and support me in my old age.
Well, what's the timeline for that? Like between becoming where he is now to being a licensed electrician? Is that 2 years? Is it 4 or 5 years?
I have no clue.
Got it. Just go. But yeah. So Eva,
yes.
What was your favorite? And forgive me, it's been a long show already. If I already asked this, but your favorite show that you saw this whole past year, on, off Broadway, wherever. What show did you love?
Only Gold. That's an easy one.
Only Gold. I think I asked you this like last time. Probably we were on the air, but remind me what that was.
It was, yeah, I remember, because Leslie Hoban and I were there, and I was shocked she didn't like it as much as, because I thought it was just so brilliant. I thought everyone should just be gaga about this thing. It's the Andy Blankenbuehler one, so it's all it's lots of dancing and choreography.
Yeah.
I love dance. I adore dance. So I just like, wow.
Cool.
It was the choreography was just amazing, and I love fairy tales, and it had this great cast, and I just found it lovely.
What was
It's
your
my
favorite
kind of
Broadway?
life.
What Broadway show did you love most of
Well,
all?
I don't know about most of all, but I really like Leopold Stott, and Juliet, and Some Like It Hot. Those were really good.
Oh, cool, cool.
And
Yeah.
I wish Dave Short was still here, because we would get into such an argument about downstate. I was like, really, David? I had more respect for you than that. Ugh.
Well, hold on. Is it because it was a bad play, or you find the subject matter?
Subject matter.
Well,
The subject
sorry,
matter was
Eva.
just repulsive. I'm sorry. You're making child molesters and incest sympathetic. I don't think so. Yeah, you would like it. Mark would like it, but this, blech.
All right. Well, but are you holding the subject against the play? I mean, it's kind of, do you hold, murdering
Yes.
people and putting them in pies is a disgusting idea, but, Sweeney Todd is genius.
Yeah, but that's not realistic. No one's really going to throw someone in a pie, so it's like a fairy tale. It's just just a silly little fun thing. But there really are people that sleep with their kids and molest young boys that are priests and teachers or whatever, and it's horrible.
Of course, it's freaking horrible, but you are
They're
denying
making
any
them
kind of.
they're making them sympathetic, and and the thing is, I don't like that. So I stay away from plays like that because I don't like the subject matter. I send Mark and people who love that sort of thing to it.
Well, if there's a show about Leopold and Loeb, or if there's a show about, any kind of evildoer, if you will.
No, not evildoers, just people who molest children. I just, that I cannot. It's like I call them dead baby plays. I don't like anything that's bad against children.
The problem with dead babies plays, is that you got the babies, they're on stage, they don't move. It's so boring. It's a stage full of corpses. Like, okay, I'll watch for 2 minutes, 3. It could be a Philip Glass opera. Then I would get it. But anyway, Eva Heinemann, a very, very happy New Year to you. I'm so glad we were able to ring in 2023 with you. Best of health, best of good things to you in the year ahead. Lots of great theater as well. And of course, hope to get you back on the show playing the Today, Yesterday quiz soon too.
Oh yeah, I love doing it. It's so much fun.
Yay. So happy.
Happy.
See you soon, Eva Heinemann. Thanks so much. Oh, and everybody watch High Drama.
High Drama, yes.
Do the plug. Sorry, do the plug.
Oh yeah, High Drama. You can basically catch us on YouTube. It says it's Eva Heinemann. It's not the anime. It's Eva Heinemann High Drama. Find me and subscribe to my show and watch us. Oh, and we got the Museum of Broadway people on it right now for the next 3 shows, because we talked to them for 30 minutes and they were so interesting. And next time you're in New York City, go to the Museum of Broadway. It is fantastic. It's so overwhelming. They have a whole setup for just a chorus line. This is an original chorus line hat I'm wearing.
Wait a minute. You mean from
one singular sensation?
That was from the original run of a chorus line on Broadway?
Yep. It's autographed by Marvin Hamlish, Donna McKechnie, and Woody Schlepp, who actually, designed it. I love chorus line.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Treat that a little better than you're treating it. Will you? Gloves when you're taking on and off your head, for God's sakes. Oh my God. That's a hell of a thing. And you are a hell of a thing too, Eva. Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I was going to say you have been watching the Dave's Gone By special, the New Year's special, but there's still more to watch. We've had so many cool people, fun people in the neighborhood. Today we have pretty much everyone who said they were going to be on has been on, which is wonderful. Let me check. Actually, we have some folks who were pre-recorded who couldn't be on with us live. that's fine. I mean, it made my life just a little bit easier this week in the planning. I was hoping to get them on in the middle of the show, so I would have a break here and there, but it worked out this way fine. So we still have some stuff. I'm going to share my screen once more. Hey, sweetie. Well, I'm screen sharing at the moment. Let me. This is Happy New Year too. No, I have to show something while I'm sharing the screen. So who's let's do your mom first.
Your
We pre-recorded.
mom,
Yeah.
My mom, your mom, and then you have Wendy and Ozer.
Right. And Bonnie and Esther.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So we're going to be here till 12:30. That's for sure. So let's start. In the order that I got them, that I was going to have them on. This is Rosemary Weil. She is my mother-in-law. She is Joyce's mom. She's not on camera, but
She's su suegra.
my
Suegra,
mother-in-law. Yeah.
mother-in-law.
So where is? Oh, she's W. Weil. So let's open that up. Let's hope that opens properly. Here she is. Let me make it enlarged, as it were.
That ball gets hot when you put on the lights.
That's what she said. And here is me recorded earlier in the week with my mom-in-law, Rosemary Weil. Well, Happy New Year, everybody, and I am delighted to be here with my mother-in-law, Rosemary Weil. She's on the phone with us, 86 years old. In fact, she turned 86 back in early December. Happy birthday to you. So you were saying that the year has gone very, very fast.
Yes, it has. I can't believe that we're going into 23 already. I just don't know where the months went by. They just went by so very fast.
But it was basically, yeah, but it was a pretty good year overall for you. You've been healthy pretty much, right? And things have been pretty good, yeah?
Yes, so far so good. I'm in good health for my age.
Yes.
I can get around and I can walk and I can talk and it's been a pretty good year.
Well, thank goodness. Do you have any wishes for family or friends or just everybody for the new year?
Yes, I wish everybody in my family and all my friends good health, happiness, peace, and love for all their for them and their families and their friends too.
Yeah, you could also wish for Joyce and me to win Lotto. That'd be okay.
Yes, I do. I hope you would win the lottery.
That would be okay. I hope you guys do too. So best of luck and love to you and your husband, Larry. And, all good things for 2023, which is up ahead of us. And yeah, just great to get you on the show and wishing you a most happy New Year, Rosemary Weil. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, David. Take care.
You too.
And thank you for interviewing me.
Of course.
I love you and take care. Have a good evening.
You too. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
So that's the mom-in-law. That is Rosemary Weil, wishing everyone a very happy. Let's hear from a woman of even fewer words, my own mother. Her name is Brenda Lefkowitz. And so, she had a very tough 2021 when my dad passed, and then not so easy getting through 2022 either. But she's doing okay. And she talks to us very briefly. We recorded this again earlier today. Here's my mom. Here in the neighborhood on the New Year's show, it's the one, it's the only. I wouldn't be here without her. It's my mom, Brenda Lefkowitz, and as ever, she wants to just give a couple of words of encouragement and happiness for the coming year. Mom, take it away.
I just want to wish everybody a very happy and a healthy new year. Hopefully, the new year will be much better than the old one.
True. As you would say, from your mouth to God's ears. But,
exactly.
Well, love you, wishing you health and all good things, and hope to see you in the coming weeks. And thanks so much, of course, for being my mommy. Thank you for that.
My pleasure. I love you.
Love you too. Okay.
Take care. That's it.
That's it. And that's it. That was my mom, Brenda Lefkowitz. So we have some more pre-recorded stuff. Some longer ones too coming up. But first, I've got my two aunts, and I want to share some love from them as well. And by the way, love to all the people who have been posting on Facebook. Our super fan Mary, who's posts so much. I don't get to see that while I'm trying to do the show here. I don't have Facebook itself open. I'm dealing with Zoom and my notes and stuff. But it's so wonderful.
Marie, Michael, and Janelle.
Marie, Michael, and Janelle, thank you so much for posting.
Marie's from Antarctica.
Yeah, Marie, yes, Marie, and all these marvelous people and folks who didn't even post but have been watching. Most happy New Year to you guys too. Let's hear from some more family. This is my Aunt Bonnie Pinkow. She is my late father's sister. Love her a whole lot. And here she is, just wishing everybody a happy. Here on the Dave's Gone By New Year's special, absolutely delighted to have in the neighborhood by phone, all the way from New York, my wonderful and beloved Aunt Bonnie Pinkow. So Bonnie, you sound great when I was talking to you just off the air. Do you have any great wishes or thoughts for 2023?
I just wanted to wish you and Joyce all the best. Have a wonderful, healthy, happy New Year. And I'm so happy to hear about the new house. You should be very happy in it. One day we'll take a ride down and even see it, but not for a while. Anyway, hope all is good. Best wishes in the new year. Love you.
Love you too, Aunt Bonnie, and thank you so much, and happy 2023 to you, and I was going to say your family, but my family as well. It's all one family. Our family. Love you, Bonnie. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So a bit from my Aunt Bonnie Pinkow. That is the aunt on my dad's. You're hypnotizing me with that ball there. Ooh. It's my wife holding it, so I'm getting
still sharing screen.
Yeah, no, because I'm gonna pull up what do you call it, more video to. Oh, that was so pretty. Put it right against my face again. Look what happens there. Ooh, it's like Studio 54, or yeah, maybe later you and me, Studio 69, if you know what I'm saying. I think you don't, but anywho. Yeah, she's doing that intentionally because these are very sharp, weirdly enough. Let's hear from my other aunt. This is my aunt on my mother's side. My mother's sister. Sorry. It's been a long night already. It's Esther Brower. It's been quite an interesting year for Esther. She's going to be moving in, and already has kind of been moving in with her kids, selling her house and all that stuff. So it's been pretty hectic and not always great. But she's alive, she's well, and she is my Aunt Esther. Here we are on the Dave's Gone By New Year's special with my Aunt Esther Brower, my beloved aunt, who you were going to tell me about, like, some of your favorite New Year's Eve memories. Like what was the most fun you used to do on New Year's Eve?
Go to 42nd Street and watch the ball drop.
So you were out there. You stayed until midnight. You would do that.
Yeah.
And watch it.
Yeah.
And it was, even though the weather was horrible, it was fun?
It wasn't horrible. When I went, the weather wasn't horrible. It may have been cold, but it wasn't horrible.
And you just kind of stood there and talked with the people around you, and it was fun, and that's why you did it?
Yeah. Well, I went with Sonny.
Right,
and,
your ex-husband, your late husband, yeah.
What?
Your ex.
Did I say that?
Well, yeah, you were divorced and he died, so he's both ex and late, so yeah.
Yeah, but this was even before we were married.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and we went there, and one time we went, I had a scarf on, and a girl walked by and tried to grab the scarf, which almost choked me to death, and thank God Sonny was behind me, and he stopped the girl from grabbing my scarf.
What, was she drunk, or was she just trying to steal it, or what was her deal?
I think she was just joking around and just grabbed it, because it was New Year's Eve, and we were in the crowd walking.
So did you ever do New Year's after that, or was that your last? You said no more.
That was my last.
Yeah. Now, you also mentioned that even before you married Sonny Brower all those years ago, you used to go to nightclubs with your previous boyfriend, yeah?
Right. We went to one that called
it's not here anymore. Town and Country, I think it was called. Ben something or other, I can't remember his name, owned it, and it was in Brooklyn, and we had a good time there.
Oh, cool. Well, but now, it's much later years, and you'll just be home, and you've got so much busy stuff going on because you're going to be moving. You're going to be moving in with your children, with your daughter and her husband, and their 2 kids. It's tough, huh?
A little bit. Just getting everything done is just, it's like moving. You're getting everything together, and it's just unbelievable.
Well, it's one of those things that it has to happen, for various reasons.
I know, but you don't realize all the stuff you've accumulated.
Well, I know. What's the weirdest? What's the funniest, weirdest thing that you found in packing, repacking, scouring, and so forth?
No, nothing weird that I can think of. Just stuff that I'm reminiscing about that I've kept.
Cool. And you can still keep it. I mean, you have room to keep all your stuff. That's great. So, well, I wish you a very, moving is never easy, but I wish you a very easy, good move and a very healthy and happy 2023. Do you want to send any shout outs and any love and good wishes to anybody for the new year?
Oh, Happy New Year to my sister, to you, David, and your wife, Joyce, and to my children and grandchildren and everybody else. And I hope it's a better New Year than this year.
From your mouth, as they say, to God's ears. Esther, I love you. Hope you have a wonderful New Year, and I will talk to you soon.
You too, and I love you, and Joyce, etc., etc. Take care.
You too, and so forth.
And so forth, etc. Okay, dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My Aunt Esther Brower on the Neighborhood New Year special. It's about 20 minutes after 12. Are we done? Are we finished? So I'm going to give Joyce the option here. We want to talk a little bit because I have 2 more interviews to play, and you're fading. So why don't I get you on the show?
No, it's okay. You have nothing to
No,
say.
come on. What was your favorite thing about? Was it? There were a few good things that happened to us this year. What was your favorite thing that happened this year?
I think I feel respected by my coworkers. That's in terms of my work stuff, that's the.
I'm going to stop sharing so they can see a bigger me.
It's lovely. I'm really thankful that I'm respected, and that's meaningful to me.
Yeah, where you are teaching now. This is great.
Yeah.
And let's see, do we want to talk about the book that you probably will have published next year? No.
I always write books. Academics, it's not a big deal. Academics write books, that's what we do. Bowlers bowl, electricians fix the wires, and academics write stuff. That's what we do.
Fair enough. Do you have any, what was your, let's see, do you have any resolutions for 2023?
I saw a thing that was saying don't do a resolution, pick like a word, like prosper or serve or think, and then use that word instead of making a resolution. Use that word as a stimulant, like a stimulus to do other things.
Yeah, I usually use a dildo as a stimulus, but just teasing. Joy, this is going to be, let's see, 9, 7, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a big year for us.
Really?
Come March. No, seriously, it'll be our 25th wedding anniversary.
Yay.
We were married in March of '98, weren't we?
What are we going to get?
I don't know.
What are you going to get?
We're going to be teaching. We're not going to ever go anywhere, or maybe we could.
Maybe we'll go to Virginia.
For our wedding anniversary?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I can de-virginize you again. Oh, because it's Virginia. And Virginia is for lovers. No? I know. I'm tired too.
I think you've been up too late, Poopy.
Oh, way too late. But I still got more show to do. So if you want to, I understand if you want to sack out, because I've probably got another 20 minutes of material before we can call it a night.
Who were the 20 minutes? Ozer and who?
And Fred and Wendy.
Oh.
So between that and ending the show, we'll be here probably until probably 1:45 Eastern time.
It might be New Year's in Dubai by the time we get there.
That's right. What's the next state? Maine, maybe the far tip of Maine.
The time zone, but
yeah. No, it would actually be. No, sorry, I'm going the wrong direction. We just hit New York, New Year. At 1 o'clock, it'll be.
Cut me up. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll be hitting Central Time at 1 a.m. I don't intend to go to. Well, who knows? We'll see. Boom. I also never got to check. There was one person I was expecting to hear from, and never quite did.
Who?
Well, I'm not going to say it because it's
I know who.
Yeah.
It rhymes with Neff.
Yeah, it is correct. So, meanwhile, let me play another. Some friends that we got to talk to again today. They were on the show quite frequently when Joyce and I were living in Greeley, Colorado.
Why does Ozer call you Helen?
It's an in-joke. We'll be hearing from him in a little bit too. But before then, Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby. I knew them from a writers group. Joyce knew them from a library at the university where we used to teach. Great couple and really good friends, and they're wonderful to talk to. They played the quiz a couple of times. Well, we wanted to connect with them again. So yes, they are on our New Year's program, the Neighborhood New Year, our 875th edition that you have been watching. So don't go away. We still have a bit more fun for you. Here are, let me share the screen again and share that and bring up Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby, all the way from Greeley, Colorado. Here on The Days Gone By New Year's special, and delighted to be back with old friends. You know, they were new friends just a few years ago, and now we feel like they're great old friends of ours from Colorado. They are Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby. How long have you guys been married, by the way?
Since 1996.
Yes. Joyce and I met. So we've been married for 2 years longer than we were married in 98. So congratulations, yay. You're living out in Greeley, Colorado still. Both retired, I do believe, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
How was your year? How was your 2022?
Well, the highlight was going to David Byrne's Theater of the Mind.
Yes.
He brought it to Denver.
Well, it's only been in Denver. That was the world premiere.
So what was it like? I didn't see it, and I saw Byrne do his Broadway thing, but that was more of a concert. What was the Theater of the Mind thing?
Well, it kind of continued that concert, though, I felt. Because in our concert, anyway, at Red Rocks, of American
Utopia.
American Utopia, he had a brain on stage. He had a brain, and he's like talking. He had a song about the brain.
Oh, okay.
So this Theater of the Mind continued that, and he explored how the mind works and how your mind is not always accurate in its perceptions. And
yes,
it was very interactive.
Yes, told through autobiographical vignettes. Right.
Oh, so did the audience go completely mental?
Totally. So they had groups of 16, and they take you through. You have a guide.
You have a guide. There have a number of actors who play David, and
David takes you through, and David is played by various actors, various genders and colors, and so our David was a young woman, and she was so engaged, and she was great.
So
purple hair.
Wait a minute, Red Rocks is a giant
venue.
No.
This isn't at Red Rocks. This is
That was the
actually in
concert.
an industrial place.
But
okay.
It's sponsored by the DCPA, but it was not in a regular theater.
Well, cool. Well, it sounds great. I'm sure they're going to bring it, or going to try and bring it to New York or Brooklyn Academy of Music or somewhere. So that sounds like a wonderful night out for sure.
Well, we got to. They assigned roles to you in the audience, so we all played a part.
Oh, so what were your parts? Who were you guys?
You were Nico-san.
Nico
Son.
Son. We were two characters who had actually hitchhiked up to Scotland with David. And then he was out of money, so we had to leave him there working a horrible job, and we went off and had fun. Yeah.
So we were attending his funeral. That's the whole setup.
That's the premise. We're at his funeral.
Yeah, he's
going back through his life.
Funeral, yeah.
Wow.
It was very emotional. It was very intense.
It sounds more like fun than wow. It sounds really good.
It was very cathartic. Yeah, it was a very powerful experience.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, and otherwise, 2022 has been, I hope, a pretty good year overall for you guys. There's health stuff, but otherwise, what's life like in Greeley? I mean, I haven't been to Greeley now in like 3-4 years. What's new? Any restaurants open, close? Any venues, arts things?
Let's see, our favorite restaurant closed.
Which was?
The Gourmet Grub.
Oh, wow, okay.
And the one we liked, Pellegrini's, finally reopened after the fire.
Yeah.
A little different, but.
Well, I like Pellegrini's a lot. That was a nice Italian place in Greeley.
Yeah, so they changed it so you order your food ahead, like at a counter, and then you sit down and they bring it to you. A little bit different setting.
Yeah, it's not quite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little less fancy than it was, but all right. Is the Italian guy? All the women loved him. He was like, is he still the owner?
Oh yeah, he still is. He still is. He's going around talking to everybody at the table.
Good. And what else? What else? Just tell me a little bit more about Greeley, Colorado, before I gotta let you go and bring in some more guests. But any other new stuff?
We were excited. We had finally elected a progressive politician to Congress.
Hello.
It was a brand new district, and they actually elected someone good instead of the horrible oil shill that was probably one.
Somebody's got to upset Lauren Boebert, or whatever her name is. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So, and give our love, by the way, unfortunately, as you mentioned off air, Don Pearl can't be with us because he's going to a party tonight, and that takes precedence over us. But give Don and all the folks, we were in, Wendy and I were in a writers group together, and I really haven't been in touch with a lot of those folks. But if you are, please give them, all my best.
We're actually going to the same party, but we decided to be here with you in advance. So.
Well, wish everybody well, and then pull Don Pearl aside and say, hey, you could have taken 5 minutes.
I'll tell him. I'll tell him.
Yeah, we'll chastise him.
Tell him in both Hebrew and Spanish, and he'll get it.
Yeah.
Practice, but I'll try.
So you guys look fabulous. You sound great. It's great to see you. Do you do resolutions? Are you resolving anything for 2023?
No resolution to clean the garage.
Oh, that's all. That's permanent.
That's an every year.
That's a perennial.
Yeah, and actually, your wife will have to help with that too. So.
Okay, well, of course, we gotta have our stuff there, and we appreciate that, by the way. But I hope you do clean your garage magnificently, and even perhaps if you have an attic, clean that too in 2023. And
try to insulate that.
Yeah, there you go. Health and all good things. It's so wonderful to see Fred Cleaver, Wendy Highby back in the neighborhood. Let's get you on playing the quiz also sometime soon this year as well.
Okay,
it's gone by. A pleasure, guys. Great to have you as friends, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Good to see you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fred and Wendy there. Old-time friends now. It's true. It seems like they're relatively recent, but we've known them now like a decade, and it's great to have them in our lives and great to have them on the program. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching the Neighborhood New Year as we've moved from 2022 into 2023. It is January 1st now of the new year. And so usually my show is a little weirder and more comic and offbeat, but we try to keep it for the new year just like, it's funny, I try and keep it like gentle, light, amusingly but professionally funny. And meanwhile, I've got everybody coming on and saying what a miserable year they've had and people died and they were in hospitals and this. So, and then somebody stepped on a dead man. I mean, it's just like one after another after another. It's like a litany of, it's close like a Festivus. It's the litany of complaints this year. But now we get truly weird. Now, it's after 12:30 in the morning, Eastern time. We're supposed to be off the air already, but of course, things run late as they tend to in the neighborhood. And we've got one last guest to get to and enjoy with us on this new year. And he is my oldest friend in the world. I've known him, I would say almost my whole forever, but that's not quite true. We met in elementary school. And, well, our conversations tend to just go They go wherever they happen to go. And he's got a goofy sense of humor, and I've got a goofy sense of humor. And sometimes they intersect, and sometimes we don't know what each other's talking about. But it's always fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the neighborhood my oldest friend. Let me just make sure I get him. Where is he? Here he is. His name is Ozer Teitelbaum. He's been a patent engineer. He's been an attorney, a lawyer. I'm not even sure what he does for work. I don't know where he lives. He's Mr. Secret Agent Man. He's Ozer Teitelbaum. Well, on this special New Year's edition of Dave's Gone By, leading out of 2022 into 2023, I am thrilled and delighted to be talking to, quite literally, my oldest friend in the world, a man that I've known since elementary school, and our lives have taken all sorts of twists and turns since then, and we both come out really twisted. His name is Ozer, and Ozer is with us in the neighborhood, at least audio-wise. He's not doing the video, but you can see his very handsome, not profile, his handsome head-on features right in front of you, albeit in a tiny black and white way, which really suits him, I think. Ozer, how are you?
Fine. How you doing, Helen?
How am I doing what?
How you doing, Helen?
Hallam. Hallam? What's Hallam?
Helen. Isn't this Helen?
I missed this already. What?
Isn't this Helen?
No, Hallam.
Who's talking?
I see. We're doing comedy. No, leave the comedy to me, Ozer. That's
No, I leave the comedy to you, and everybody will hang up the phone. So, I think a little break from monotony would be a good thing.
Yeah, especially when I do a Dave's Gone By episode. But it's great to hear your voice.
It goes by. It goes by, and people just literally just hang up the phone.
That's true. My arbitrary.
I think you should change your name to Helen. If you change your name to Helen, people will be interested, since that's a very interesting topic.
And also, this show goes to Helen back. So there you go.
Yes, that's actually, if you heard me the first time, that's why I said it. But
well, I missed it. So Ozer, what was the best thing that happened to you in 2022?
Don't know. Haven't thought about it.
Okay. You had 364 and a half days to think about. All right. So but I hope it was a decent year. Was it a better year than the past couple?
It was okay. It was an okay year. Not bad. Not great. It was okay.
All right.
I'm hopeful that 2023 will be better.
Well, all of us are, in fact. So do you have any plans? Are you going to travel? Are you going to do anything fun or interesting that you perceive over the next year or so?
I do plan to travel, and I do plan to do some things, including maybe cutting my first album finally. So hopefully we'll do that in 2023. That's the major exciting events to which I'm willing to announce on this very, very well-traveled and tracked channel. Helen's Dave Gone By or something.
Helen's Dave. So remind people, you could play the guitar. You're also a songwriter, yeah?
Piano, guitar, and other various instruments. Yes.
Now, by the way, I want you to know when you're ready to record, I've got my tambourine, and I've even got, what do I have? I've got a bell.
Wow.
Huh?
Bell.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
tambourine. Mr. Tambourine meets Tinkerbell. Wow. That could be a good name for like a band.
Now, Ozer, we both went to the same elementary school. Do you remember these? Oh, can you? I don't think you can see me. But I'm holding up a wooden recorder flute. Do you remember having to take recorder in Bialik school?
I remember having to take. I remember people playing it. Yes, I do. Of course, absolutely. Why is this of any particular interest to anybody listening to your show?
Well, I'm trying to get on your record. I want to.
So this is like an audition. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I will be a session musician on your.
Well, I think let me hear you play the bell. That's really what I want to hear. No?
Huh?
That bell. Let me hear you play the bell. I'm waiting for the bell.
Very funny. Thank you, Ozer. Wait, is it not coming through? Are you not hearing?
I'm not hearing any bell. No.
Oh, maybe it's blocking out the, it's got the musician thing off. That's right. Hold on. I gotta change that. Now you do it. Listen.
Wow. That's so awesome. You know what? I think that by itself is the only instrument for a song I have.
Wait, you didn't hear me play my flute.
In fact, I think that the track is just going to be you. You'll be playing the bell, you'll be playing the flute, and you play a tambourine. We can work on a little bit of the creativity so it doesn't sound so jagged and disparate, and it doesn't annoy the people's ears. But yeah, let's do that. Let's add a track.
I can play the skin flute, but that's very different.
Yes.
So let me ask you.
Such vulgarity.
Now, Ozer, I don't know if I think you do know, but I don't know if you know that my wife and I moved to Maryland back in.
Since you told me this a while ago, no, I don't know.
Okay, well, but what's it?
House and state, no less.
Well, you've been living still in New York. You're a Manhattanite. What's New York been?
No, I don't. I don't live in New York. I live somewhere else.
Okay, I thought you had moved back to New York.
You think a lot of things, my friend.
I do.
But since it's many years, and even though you're in your infancy and you have thousands of years ahead of you, let's just say I'm older than you in some ways. And no, this is not correct. I do not live in New York.
Wow, because the last time we met, we went for a burger at
how many years ago was that?
It's got to be about 5 years or so. Honestly, it has to be 5 years or so.
Long time. Lots of things change. Look, I mean, it's a new year. It's a new number. Big excitement. 2023.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exciting stuff. Well, gosh, give me off the air your new. Are you incarcerated at the moment? I won't be shocked.
I am in lockdown someplace that's not to be disclosed. I think you asked me this perhaps the past 3 or 4 years, and to which I gave you the nondescript answer. So I am not in a place that can be disclosed publicly.
Notice when I talk to my oldest friend in the world, he can't tell me anything about his past year, where he lives, what he's hoping to do, any particular place he's going to, and yet this is the oldest friend I have. He's a cipher.
Yes, that's a perfect recap of this eventful interview. I have been better years past. Sorry, I'm not at my A game, but yes, I think the very detailed description of my own being is pretty consistent year over year.
Probably. Can I ask you? I do want to say. I know your mom and dad passed a long while ago, but you have a sister. How's she's doing?
Well, it wasn't that long. It was 6, 7 years. I guess depends on how many you count. I have a sister. Yes.
And she's well, and etc. and so forth.
What is your question again?
Oh, for crying out loud! I'm just asking, how's the family?
If you're going to cry out loud, please do so, because I would rather have the audience entertained by you crying out loud than you just asking serial questions. Oh, that's close. A little bit more drama. I know you've done one-man shows, so come on, put a little bit more emotion into it. Come on, show me your chops.
You can't even see me. How are you going to see me? You're not physically even looking at me. How can I show you my chops?
Fortunately, I don't need to see it. My ears are highly tuned engines that determine how sincere you are when you are crying out loud. That's very poor. I've seen you do a one-man show, and there was nothing poor about that. It was completely over the top.
Yes.
This is not so over the top.
No, certainly not. All right, I will ask you one more question, Ozer, and you better answer this one. Actually, answer this one. What is the name? What is the title of the most recent song you've written, and what's it about?
The title is For, and it's a memorial for my godson's death when he passed on New Year's Day 2 years ago.
Was kind of hoping to end on an up note there, but that's...
Well, you are the master of asking the wrong questions to the right person. So maybe give it another try. Go with another one.
Totally different question.
Go far, young man. Go west, young man.
All right, let me ask you another one. All right, what is your happiest memory of growing up in Brooklyn, Ocean Parkway area, New York?
Well, I didn't grow up in Ocean Parkway area, but my happiest memory was leaving. That was my happiest memory.
To leave. It's going to be my happiest memory to leave this conversation, but...
That's good. Then we can revisit in 363 days and see how my answers have changed. We should compare.
You barely answered anything.
But last year I answered everything.
You did.
And the year before.
Yeah.
The consistency of my answers are pretty linear.
Well, no, last year I asked you about like your memory of me, and you told about the
memory of you.
band.
Ellen?
What? You remember when we were doing sketches together, and I
yes
was being crossed.
See, those are questions that were very historical in nature. So those are easier to answer. Relativism of the happiest moment, that's too bourgeois.
Well, bourgeois. I stand to be insulted, and I pay for the privilege. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been...
You can sit and be insulted. I don't really care what your physical position is.
We have been talking with my oldest friend, maybe not friend for that much longer, but my friend Ozer from...
Friend?
Years and years ago. First of all, all joking aside, it's great to hear from you. It's good that you're having a good year, that you're fine, that you're busy, and that you're making great plans for the year ahead. And it's a delight to have you back in the neighborhood on Dave's Gone By. So, Ozer, just do you want to wish people happy for 2023?
I wish you and your family a great, fantastic, healthy, safe 2023. And may everything happen the way you wish it to be.
Couldn't ask for better. Thank you so much, Oz. And we'll see
you. All right. Be well.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.
Just when we thought there weren't going to be any more guests on the show, we do have one or two more. Look, we have Axelogel. He's doing very, very well. He had a pretty good year. He joined our family, got him from the local university bookstore, and he's good. He's got a little bit of alopecia here that we're dealing with. We're going to figure out how to solve some of that, maybe do a comb over or something. We also have Lighty, who is, you don't really want to touch him because he's rather prickly, but he's, yeah. It's almost as big as my left testicle. Amazingly enough, it really is. So, that actually hurts. Those are spiky and pointy. My first injury of the new year, and it's only an hour old. There we go. That's better. Okay. Actually, I wonder if I could pop some pimples on my head. That would be. Is there anything there? There's one. This one's kind of greasy. Do some Dr. Pimple pop. Do that pimple on my neck thing. See if this will pop it. Where is that thing? Well, we can do this off the air, actually, but I'll hold this. I've also got Axolotl in my hand. Yeah, he's happy this way. Hello, Axolotl. And we really had only a very, very small cameo appearance by the one, the only, the beautiful Potato, who is the mascot, of course, for this program, which is Dave's Gone By. And you have been watching the Dave's Gone By annual, it really is, New Year's special, Neighborhood New Year. Got a lot of thank yous. Got a couple of shout outs to, want to say hi to some people who could not make it on the show today, like Mary Shen Barnage. Everybody was complaining about ailments and illnesses. She had it as rough as anybody. She had a very, very tough health year and still not really well enough to come on the show. But she's getting better. And probably by February, March, she'll be resuming on some level her old life out in Chicago, and going to see some theater again and coming back on the show. So we love you, Mary, and we miss you, and wish you well. And some other folks who just couldn't make it for whatever reason, parties and busyness and travel. People like Sean Altman and Jamie Bernard and Jason Graf, who sent us some lovely messages. Seth Beeson Hirsch had a show he was dealing with, and Christine Lavin. She, by the way, catch her. She will be tomorrow night. They're having the Greenwich Village Folk Festival, New Year's Day, and they're paying an 85th birthday tribute to the great Tom Paxton. And Tom Paxton, it's one of the honors and proud things that I've had Tom Paxton twice on this program. And I actually went to see him in Denver a few years ago when he was performing, and we were still living in Colorado. So he is still alive and well and making music. He's got a very good album out with two other folk singers that he's been collaborating with. Anyway, they'll be there as part of this concert in the Village, and it's just like half the cast are folk singers who've been on this program. Among them, Judy Collins, I think she's going to be on video, and Pete Mora Kennedy. They're going to be at this do. Janice Ian is going to be there. Some are going to be on video. Most are going to be live, but it's all going to be, and Christine Lavin. You can see them on the interwebs. I think it starts 7 o'clock tomorrow Eastern from the Village, an 85th anniversary tribute or birthday tribute to Tom Paxton. So, love to all of them. Want to give out some love to Don Pearl. He was over at that party and couldn't make it. And Richard Shore had a gig tonight, the wonderful Richard Shore, who accompanied Rabbi Saul with his shows. He's New Year's the whole weekend. It's
a lot of piano, a lot of music.
Gig times for him. So big shout out to him, and to all of you for watching, and for your comments, and for your thumbs up, and for your following the show on Facebook all year long, and also on davesgoneby.com, where we keep the archives. Archive.org, where we also keep the archives, same stuff, it's just a different website. Castbox.fm for our audio only podcast of the show. You want to come on and show your little happy things now? You look so cute. Come on. Just here's my wife Joyce with her special googly ears. She's so cute. Hey, happy almost 25th anniversary, dear. In just a few more weeks. Amazing. Wow.
You better start saving up money for my present.
Maybe your present is we can do a special show for her.
No.
Maybe not. Well, let's end this show. We've got some thank yous to do. Absolutely. So thank you so much to Rabbi Saul Solomon for his rabbinical reflection that basically started the show off. All of Rabbi Saul's reflections and the show that we were talking about that he did off Broadway, all of this and more is at his website, shalomdammit.com. Shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com. You can read and see his mini sermons. You can watch his stage show, the 10 episodes of his hilarious TV show, shalomdammit.com. Thank you, Rabbi Saul Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches. Also, thank you so much to Leslie Hoban Blake and to Charlie Gross. Watch them both on the show, Two on the Aisle. You can either see it on Manhattan Neighborhood Network or watch the episodes and clips of the episodes on YouTube. Thank you to Iris Dorbian. Read her business writing in places like Forbes. So yes, thank you, Iris. And thank you to Ronald Rand. Subscribe to his newspaper, Soul of the American Actor, and buy his book, Solo Transformations on Stage. Ronald Rand, such a wonderful and delightful presence and friend of the neighborhood. Gotta give a thank you to my mother-in-law for giving us a quick shout out, Rosemary Weil. To my mom, Brenda Lefkowitz, love you and love to all of the family. Thank you to John Pielmeier. So yeah, maybe next year or the year after, we will be seeing a John Pielmeier show back on Broadway, be it his adaptation of The Exorcist or Oh, I'm sorry, I've forgotten the other thing that he was working on that looks like it might, or a revival perhaps of Agnes of God, his signature play, if you will. So it's so great to have John Pielmeier with us again in the neighborhood. Thank you to Robert Viagas, who's got his ghost story book and then upcoming his book about Broadway and theater audiences. Whoa, he's such a marvelous public speaker, a really, really good writer too, and so good to have Robert Viagas in the neighborhood. Becca Kidwell had a tough year. I hope she's having a much better year coming up. But go see her when she is performing in cabarets in New York and get her singles and get her recorded music to BeccaCKidwell.com. Sylvie Simmons, so great. You know, she was under the weather and still came on the program. It was lovely to talk to her. I love her accent. Just love listening to her.
She had some dental surgery.
Yeah, but she's a sweetie, and get her music. It's very, very good. And go read her book about Leonard Cohen, and go find her articles where she has interviewed. You think I've had some famous people that I've interviewed on this show. She has just run the gamut. Think of a rock star. She's interviewed him or her. It's Sylvie Simmons. Thank you to my cousin Adam Glass. He's had a terrible year.
What, did he have, a hernia? I couldn't understand.
He didn't say, but
Oh.
I'm guessing it's not a good thing. But he seems to be okay.
He looked great. I mean, he looked really good. He looked himself.
Yeah, because he was in the hospital. He lost 40 pounds.
No, but like he was wearing his normal outfit, like he looked like himself.
Yeah, he also had glasses. It made him look very distinguished. So.
He's worn them before, like that.
Yeah. And by the way, a big shout out and thank you to Ricky Ritzel. By all means, he's doing fewer shows.
We had a lot of R's. Ronald, Ricky.
Ronald, Ricky, and who else? And and Rosemary. We got Rosemary in there. But Ricky Ritzel. So follow him in Manhattan, whether he's at Don't Tell Mama or one of the other clubs. So yay for Ricky Ritzel. What a great personality. Steve, the Whistler Herbst. We were not able, thank you Zoom, thank you Facebook, to hear him whistle, which is what he does. This is, there's always going to be something going wrong on a show that otherwise went amazingly right.
It was not meant to be. It was,
Yeah. So I wonder if you can hear me if I do it.
Okay, David, it's 2014. 2024.
That could have just been blanked out. They probably were hearing silence when I was doing that, but which is best for you.
I have it on in the other room. You want me to go check?
No, because you have to roll back and it's okay. Well, I'll
do
hear
it
it
again.
tomorrow.
I'll go check.
See if you heard Old Lang Syne.
You go do it now.
Tell me if you're. All right, hold on. I will. I should start to hear myself feeding back. So you got tell me when you got the sound up. Are we good? Because I'm going to start the whistling. Can I do it? Oh, there's no sound at all? Okay, you ready? You ready to hear me? Oh, there, I hear myself now. Here comes the echo. I hear me. I hear the whistling. And I ain't just whistling Dixie. I'm whistling Old Lang Syne for the end of the year. So I don't know what the heck was going on. I feel bad for Steve because this is what he does. But he told some funny jokes. So yay to Steve the Whistler Herbst. And hopefully we'll get him on and figure out how to get his music on.
We'll have to pay him more this year.
That's right. Well, he's like a fish. He only works for scale. Stephen Fisch. My friend from high school, again, another person with a tough year, but made it through. Saw some good music.
He had some trouble, but he did it.
He did, yeah. So yay to Stephen.
And he knew the answers to the questions you asked about Dr. Demento. He responded.
And John Valby, he knew.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knew? Well, we grew up on Long Island. I guess it was a thing.
Stephen is very kind. I like him.
He's a wonderful
person. He laughed when I sat next to him during your reading. He laughed with me. We had a good laugh during your stuff.
Yeah, he's a good guy with a great sense of humor, quite honestly. And another good guy with a great sense of humor, Moshe Denburg.
Yeah.
Yay, all the way from Canada, tuning in, being with us. We didn't really push his music, and I apologize for that. But he puts out klezmer music and sort of new world music. Check him out. It's Moshe
Great to see David Pace. We haven't seen him
Denburg.
in so long.
Yeah.
He looks the same.
David Pace, and we
looks the same.
didn't get to see Cheryl. Well, no, he's like me. He's lost some stuff on the top there.
Is he writing another book?
I don't. He said he's been writing plays. He's been writing a lot of prose and stories and stuff like that. So yay.
Is he remaining in Utah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're Utahns.
Utahns.
So yay! It was so good to see David Pace again. He was on our show well over a decade, probably 15 years ago.
Traveling with the American theater critics and like.
Well, Cheryl was the photographer. She would come around with us, and she was helping put CQ, Critics Quarterly, was the journal, the magazine we put out.
And Carol Douglas, all the group.
I've tried getting in touch with Carol. I don't know where or how well she is. She's just not really reachable. But anyway, who else? David Sheward. So good to see him back in the day. I'm finishing up. Yeah, I'm finishing up. David Sheward. In the neighborhood.
Crankiness in the new year.
Read his blog, The David Desk.
It was lovely to see him.
It was good. And
great.
also, he writes for culturaldaily.com and theaterlife.com.
He writes for so many things. Yeah. Just Google him.
Definitely Google him. David Sheward. And he looked great. So good to see him in the neighborhood again.
So nice to see him again.
Vicki Quade, our beloved Vicki Quade, all the way from Chicago, taking time out of a party.
I want her necklace. She better give me that necklace. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
She was dressed pretty fancy.
Dressed to the nines. Nunsforfun.com.
She's having a lot of drunk people at her shows lately.
It's
Remember
the holidays.
She had the drunk girls and she had the drunk boys.
Yeah, this is what happens. They come, they think the show's about them, and they get a couple in them of the communion wine, and this is how they behave. This is how they behave on Broadway now. I'm not missing anything by not seeing these things happening in New York or elsewhere.
I could be disruptive. I'll disrupt you. Honey.
There you go. Also, excuse me, a shout out to Debbie Peterson, a recent friend of the neighborhood. She's written a book about corruption when she was a mayor. She's also got a book coming out about if you want to get involved on the local level in politics and get onto a city council, how do you do it?
Don should have been there. He would have dug it with her.
Oh, Debbie, that would have been a great combo. Yes.
He was very political. Or Wendy, Friendy too.
Yeah. So it's Debbie Peterson, Peterson. Look for both of her books, and what a delightful personality. Thank you.
I think the other person who got on the face Zoom was trying to listen to David talk.
Because they were from Utah, right?
Yeah. So I think they thought like you listened to the show on
Zoom. They gave her the link to listen. That's not what we do.
That's what happened. Yeah. It happened before with press agents too. We have that.
My aunt Bonnie Pinkow, happiness and health. She's planning on a really cool cruise. First one in a couple of years or in the months ahead. So I hope it goes great. Esther Brower. I certainly hope she has a better year coming up where she's all settled in to her new digs with a family. Love you, Auntie Essie. Eva Heinemann. What a wonder. I mean, talk about great old friends with delightful personalities.
The day has to get better when you wake up and you step on a dead mouse. I mean, I think.
Yeah, right.
But
you know what? That was last year.
Oh, that's true.
The dead mouse was that was so 2022. That was not 2023 for our beloved Eva Heinemann, who, by the way, hosts a show called High Drama that you can watch on, there's Facebook and YouTube.
You should read all the stuff I wrote. I loved her hat. I thought that was freaking awesome, that top hat. I couldn't find a picture of it quick enough.
She explained that hat. Did you listen? Did you hear that?
Tell me, I couldn't hear.
That hat, this is not a joke. That was a hat from the original production of A Chorus Line on Broadway.
Whoa.
Signed by Marvin Hamlish.
How did she get it?
She probably got it at one of the Broadway flea markets or whatever she got. So, yeah, she's got some good memorabilia. Eva Heinemann. Also, Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby. Thank you so much to them coming all the way from Greeley, Colorado to wish us well. And to my old friend Ozer Teitelbaum for capping the show as our final guest. And then our last thank yous are to you, my listening fans. Please write to me, davesgoneby@aol.com, davesgoneby@aol.com. By the way, we're 4 minutes late, but happy Central Time New Year to all of you folks, I guess, out in Kansas and Ohio and environs. And thank you to my darling and amazing and wonderful and supportive wife, Joyce, who was
Yeah, you
literally
only-
falling on her face as she.
You only got angry at me once or twice during your
Only
show,
once or
so now
twice.
you're cutting back.
Yeah, only once or twice. It's like, yeah, it's like, David, it's 1 o'clock. Yes, I'm trying to finish the show, but I've got to say nice things about all the people who were on the program and thank them, including thanking you so much, my darling, for putting up with me and for helping me do this nonsense.
I wanted to plug in and swing the ball, but you want me to swing the ball at the end?
You can swing some. Well, you can swing the potato. That's much more here. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Do you want to make an appearance in the Grand Knish?
I think that's the best way to end it. So to finish this 875th edition of the
He's got
Dave's
the
Gone
shiny
By
sneakers.
Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream, the Neighborhood New Year. It is 1 hour into the new year. We are closing the show, but of course we have to have a visit from His Royal Highness, the Grand Knish.
Look at the sneakers. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Show them the shiny part yet.
Do you have any wise words for? Well, okay.
He's taking off his clothes.
Yeah, woohoo! What happens in Maryland stays in Maryland. Do you have any resolutions or any best wishes to people, Grand Knish? Enjoy your ketchup. Savor it. You never know when the Heinz plant, God forbid, should close down. When the Sir Kensington plant, God forbid, goes on strike. Enjoy your ketchup now.
Oh, wait, hold on here. Let's give him. He wants his.
Oh, he's got to put on a special ceremonial hat. That's actually pretty wonderful. I can hold it on him like this.
No, it fits him.
Oh my God.
Where's his glasses?
Oh, I put those. Oh, well, he can put on my reading glasses. No, I put them in a drawer already.
Oh.
I didn't. But let's see. Let's make him very learned and scholarly. Ow! Ow!
No, David. No.
My eyes. My many eyes. There we go. Oh, look at him. The wise old Grand Knish himself. Thank you, Grand Knish, for gracing us.
My pleasure. My agent will send you the bill.
It's been tough on potatoes since we moved from Colorado because we don't get to do Potato Day anymore. But when you're a potato, every day is Potato Day. And may every day be Potato Day for you in 2023. If you had a bad year, let's all hope this is going to be a good one. If you had a good year, let it be even better. Of course, if you have a good year, you must be tired. Rubber, I never touched her. Wheelie and scene. And I might as well. I gotta play our regular. Let's see, where's our theme? Gotta play our theme, which is "There Goes the Neighborhood" by Dave J.
Days gone by.
Happy New Year.
Days gone by. Days gone by. Days gone by. Days gone by.
And gone by, everybody.